A berth in the DCSAA Class AA title game is on the line today as WCAC regular season champ Gonzaga takes on Friendship Collegiate here at Catholic University. Hello, football fans. I'm Jeremy Huber. My partner, Emory Hunt, will join me in a moment. These two teams today looking for a matchup next week with Turkey Bowl champ H.D. Woodson, who won that title on Thursday. More of this matchup coming up right after this.
This event is brought to you by Olive Garden. Olive Garden is proud to be the official dining room of high school sports. With menu choices to please the entire family, as well as to-go and catering options, it's the perfect restaurant for your post-game dining. To find your nearest location or to order your meal online, visit olivegarden.com.
This NFHS Network event is brought to you by Cricket Wireless. Now that's something to smile about.
Welcome back to Catholic University as we get ready for the DCSAA Class AA semifinal matchup between Gonzaga and Friendship Collegiate. Jeremy Huber and Emory Hunt with you. And Emory, this one really an exciting football game. Two teams with a pretty good football tradition between the two of them.
Yeah, two outstanding programs, and I'm glad to see these two schools square off against each other in this playoff game. Should be a great atmosphere today.
Yeah, of course, and you can't get much different the way they get to that tradition. Gonzaga, the decades-old private school, in Washington, D.C., the Catholic school, while Friendship Collegiate, a charter school in D.C. Only been around really for a decade, but again, they've produced some very good football throughout their time here as we get ready for this match between the two squads. Again, relatively new event, the DCSAA State Championships, kind of brings the publics and the privates together. Let's go ahead and take a look at our keys to this game. We start off with the Friendship Collegiate Knights, and Emory, they got a couple things they think they need to go ahead and get a win here against Gonzaga.
Yeah, number one, they have to control the time of possession. If you can play keep away from a powerful offense like Gonzaga, it helps you out more often than not. And they also have to limit the big plays. You can't find yourself giving up those big plays deep down the field in the passing game or those big plays in the running game where a guy may be out of position.
Emory, what does Gonzaga have to do to get the win today?
I would say they have to work touchdown to check down, and what that means is I love their vertical passing game. They have to attack deep first, then work their way down to the check down and continue to move the football. And on defense, you want to play aggressive, but you also want to play under control. So play with controlled aggressiveness if you're the defensive side of the ball for Gonzaga, and I think that can help them out in this ball game.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our players to watch in this contest. We start off with Friendship Collegiate and one of their wide receivers, Nykeem Johnson.
A big-time playmaker, a lot of speed, and where they're going to try to utilize him is get him down the football field in those one-on-one matches with either a corner or a safety.
And, of course, talking safeties, you got a guy in the defensive backfield, another player to watch for Friendship. That'd be their DB, Devin Smith.
And he has tremendous hands. It's almost like putting a receiver back there. So be on the lookout for him getting involved with a lot of plays versus the pass of Gonzaga.
Yeah, again, let's go ahead and flip it over to Gonzaga and their players to watch, and we start in the Eagles backfield.
Hey, you know I'm always excited to look at the tailbacks for both teams. Tyree Randolph, over 1,200 yards rushing. That's impressive at the high school level. I'm very excited to see him play today.
Yeah, got a short-statured guy, but definitely a powerful, tough runner. Also, we talk about power. You got it at the linebacker spot. Our other player to watch, Kyle Taylor.
And he's 6'1", 215. He's a captain as a senior, which is important. And how well he does in this ball game would ultimately determine how well this defensive squad does for Gonzaga.
And Taylor, an Iowa commit, really probably that hard-nosed type of linebacker. We see it all the time. Of course, we've seen the Hawkeyes now 12-0 on the season. Kirk Ferentz likes his linebacker stuff, and Kyle Taylor's that.
And he's getting a good one, too, if he ends up signing there. But he's a hard commit there, and that's a great guy going to a great program under a great football coach.
Yeah, so almost ready for our coin toss here. You see out on the field, Gonzaga. You see both teams kind of wearing color, kind of a color matchup, looking better than the Color Rush series from the NFL, where Gonzaga in their traditional purple jerseys with the white pants and the purple helmets. Friendship going with their yellow gold helmets and the gray uniforms with the blue and the yellow piping on the side. So again, almost ready for football here as we again come to the coin toss, and really, I guess. Emory, what are you kind of expecting when you get this game, when you get two real good football teams together? What are you looking for?
A lot of energy, man. I'm just thinking back to when I was in high school and we played in the playoff game, just the amount of nervousness that we had approaching kickoffs. So I know those guys on both sides are just filled with butterflies in their stomach. They're ready for that first kickoff, that first hit, that first piece of contact, and then they'll settle down. Then we'll get a good football game. But right now, you're just kind of worried about the uneasiness of both teams right now.
Of course, these two teams met last year in a playoff game, actually this exact same semifinal game, and Gonzaga got the win, but 2019, a closer one I think some expected, though. It's interesting when you look at this Friendship Collegiate team. Mike Hunter, talking to him, he said this. He said, look, this program under the former leadership of Abdul Azur Rahim, who's now the assistant down at Alabama, the vision was, hey, let's give as many of these guys scholarships as they can so they can get themselves an education. That's what they're working for. So, they play a lot of games nationally. They play, up and down the Eastern Seaboard, getting themselves a chance to be seen. It also hurts their record a little bit, so they're probably a little bit better than their 6-5 record indicates.
Exactly, and it's just the fact that they're playing different styles, because you know how it is. Let's say you grew up in the South or you grew up in the out West, and you're kind of used to playing a certain style, but going up and down the Eastern Seaboard, like you mentioned, gives you an opportunity to test your skills against someone from a different region that you're not used to playing.
Yeah, and Friendship going to go ahead and receive after Gonzaga deferred their option to the second half. So these two teams about to lock up and about to go ahead and have our national anthem as, again, we get ready for this contest between Gonzaga and Friendship. Again, 20-19 was the final score last year. Expecting the same type of game this year as we get ready for it. Gonzaga and Friendship coming up right after this.
The Greek philosopher Aristotle said, you are what you repeatedly do. But in our book, we say you are what you repeatedly do when things get hard. When you look at the naysayers and the haters, and there's a million of them, but you take it upon yourself to erase all doubt. Get that doubt out of here. So my apologies to Aristotle. But excellence doesn't become a habit by running the same path over and over. The excellent ones just step up to the line and ask, what's the record? Under Armour, get your feet straight.
Doesn't it seem like the wireless world today could use a smile? At Cricket Wireless, we think so. That's why prices for our plans are all in, taxes and fees included. And we've got more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. It's what makes Cricket the happiest place in the whole wireless world.
With pride, our national anthem, and we are ready for some football. Gonzaga and Friendship Collegiate in the DCSAA AA semifinal. Again, this tournament, a few years old. Of course, Gonzaga really only started participating last year. Friendship's really been there since the beginning. Again, both these teams, of course, Gonzaga got the win last year in the championship. They moved on after beating Friendship in a close one by 1 point. Went on to a pretty handily to go ahead and handle H.D. Woodson in the championship game. So these two teams, again, fighting for that spot against Woodson again, who kind of surprisingly won the Turkey Bowl on Thursday. Maybe not surprisingly won it, but the margin they did, kind of routing Wilson in a game over at Eastern High School. Of course, the Friendship Collegiate Knights led by their coach, Mike Hunter. Gonzaga led by Randy Trivers, the former coach at Northwest High School, a longtime power, still a power really in Maryland Public School football. Coach Hunter, the athletic director, came on, took over coaching duties once Abdullah Rahim left to go to Alabama. Friendship Collegiate 2-3 versus WCAC teams since 2009, their last win coming in 2012 versus St. John. So almost ready for some football. Any final thoughts before we kick it off, Emory?
Well, I'm excited because when you look at the fact that they lost 20-19 last year, that was used throughout the offseason. It was also used throughout this season, and it was probably used throughout this week. So they're excited to play, and we should get a great contest once again.
Yeah, and of course, you look at these teams, and really, as we kind of touched on, this is one of the lone chances Friendship gets to play a local team, especially one of some substance, so they are really excited about playing this contest. Back deep for Friendship will go number 23, Darrell Oliver, also joined by Nakeem Johnson, their big play receiver. To kick it off, Brian Johnson, the senior place kicker for Gonzaga. And we're almost ready for some football here at the Catholic University of America's Cardinals Stadium as Gonzaga and Friendship get it on here in the DCSAA Class A AA semifinal. Winner gets H.D. Woodson next week at Howard. And Johnson approaches, and we are underway here at Catholic. High kick. Going to be taken back at the 5-yard line by Oliver, looking for some space, tripped up as he gets across the 25. So decent starting position for Friendship.
Exactly. Once you have a great play in special teams, you want to come out offensively and just build on that. And they got great starting field position for the Knights.
So the quarterback, Quan Vines, will bring them out. Vines, a 6'4", 185-pound junior. A lot of juniors and sophomores at the skill positions for Friendship. They'll be pretty strong next year when they come back. Vines in that shotgun formation. He'll look to throw. Going deep, first play. Looking for Johnson for the big play, and he's got it. Johnson, DP's going to get it inside the 20-yard line, taken down at the 11. They start off big for Friendship.
And that's how you capitalize off a great kickoff return. They went deep down the field of Johnson. You saw the speed on display right there. An excellent play to start this football game. And if you're the Friendship Academy Knights, this is exactly what you wanted to come out and do.
And it's interesting, Emory. One of the things I thought almost could be in this one like a bowl game. I always talk about bowl games. Who wants to be there? Gonzaga, disappointed, lost in the semifinals of the WCAC. Friendship pointing to this all year long as they get a chance to prove themselves against the local squad. Let's see if they can go ahead and punch it in. They blow this one dead, and I believe Gonzaga going to take a timeout here because they had an issue with personnel getting guys on late. Could not hear the referee's indication. Maybe possibly they blew it dead because giving a chance for Gonzaga to substitute.
Which is interesting. I've never seen something like that.
Said something about a helmet issue. I thought that's what the referee said. He doesn't have a microphone today, so he may be at the mercy of his signals. So 1st and 10 as Gonzaga is lined up this time. Handoff. Off right tackle, bouncing to the outside and pulled down at the 5-yard line goes Oliver. So Oliver with a nice kickoff return, then a nice run there to set up a 2nd and short.
And he's not the biggest guy, but you can definitely see the speed and agility for someone that's probably about a good 5'5" right now.
So we saw Jimmy Bokai come off. He was the one who ran on late. Hand off to Oliver, looking to bounce to the outside. He's going to be close to the goal line. He won't be in, but he should have first down yardage.
I like how they're getting him running downhill inside because, again, with a guy that's shorter in stature, it's tough to see him, and he can slip through those cracks pretty easily.
So Oliver, actually we're told Vincent Abney was going to be our starting running back today for Friendship, but Coach Mike Hunter moving things around a little bit. Handoff up the middle. Hit. Will he get in? They'll say he's short. Again, they went to Oliver, and he was brought down.
And it's going to be tough to run inside, I think, when you look at Nasheed Bridgman, the big offensive and defensive lineman for Gonzaga. Right there, number 75, is a guy that you definitely want over the center, and it's making it tough to move him off the spot.
Yeah, Bridgman, some size up front. Really the one big man up front for this Gonzaga team. Last year they had a little bit bigger squad. That team, again, was the top-ranked team in the Washington Post poll for a good bit of the year before some injuries, a rash there. Pitch out to Oliver, running to his right. It's going to be hit and brought down. Is the ball loose? It is. Who will come up with it? Gonzaga says they have it. Now a fight for the football in the pile. Let's see who gets it. Still no signal. And they're going to say that's Friendship ball. So big play there. It seemed like Emory that a defensive lineman was laying on the ground and kind of had the ball to his left and didn't know it.
Right. Sometimes it's hard to recover those fumbles, man. And if you're the running back on this play, if you're Oliver, you want to just plant your foot in the ground, just get upfield and just try to lower your shoulder and very, try to tunnel your way into the end zone.
Now Oliver is out, and the more stout Vincent Abney is in the game. Abney, a 5'9", 175-pound junior. So a little bowling ball out there. 3rd and goal from the 2. Up back, high snap. Vine's going to be hit and brought down. Coming off the corner and making the play, number 21, Nick McAvoy. So now Friendship with a decision here after having it 1st and goal from the 1.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you wanted to see from a Gonzaga defense to respond to the opening play, going deep down the field. 3 negative plays in a row for Friendship Collegiate, not what you want to see starting this ball game off.
So they'll staying going with Tyler Castle, the kicker for the short field goal, looking at points on the board. Friendship looking for the score here. Gonzaga looking for a huge stop. Vines hands it off, bouncing to the outside, trying to get in, and he will be short as Abney brought down in the Gonzaga defense with a big goal line stand to start this one off.
Big-time goal line stand right there by Gonzaga, and if you're Friendship Collegiate, you're looking at this like, man, we had an opportunity to put 7 on the board, and we just fell short, and it shows the amount of toughness that you see within the trenches by the Eagles' great defensive stand on this opening drive.
So, what were your thoughts on that? You kicked the field goal there. Obviously, we don't know exactly the kicking situation, but
I think you have to go for it. You want to make a statement, but you have to make sure you punch it in, show that you can match physicality at the line of scrimmage.
Tyree Randolph spun down, but not until he gets almost to the first down sticks. He may actually have it on that first down gain.
And that's a good run right there, getting downhill, getting out the shadow of your end zone, and help moving the sticks for your offense.
So will be a 10-yard gain for Randolph, 5'7", 166-pound junior. Now rollout pass. Brown looking, has a man in the flat, making the catch at the 20-yard line is Hess, the senior tight end, and he's going to be near the sticks.
And also a great play up in the alley by Devin Smith, the guy we spotlighted in the beginning of the game. That was a great open field tackle versus a bigger tight end. Good to see the safety coming in and making plays versus the pass.
Joey Freeman now in as the back. They'll throw it out to Randolph in the flat, getting him some space, and he'll have first down yardage across the 25-yard line. Interesting formation. They bring the fullback in there kind of as a sidecar, but really as a blocker.
Exactly, and I just love the mix of offense you're seeing right now from Gonzaga. They've run downhill. They've run to the outside. You saw a tight end pass, a little waggle. Nice mix-up right here by the Eagles.
First and 10 as Randolph goes in motion. Brown throws it out into the flat, has a man on the quick bubble screen. Hit. The ball might have been loose. Friendship kind of jumped up and down a bit. It will be a gain of 5 on the play for Dean Ingram.
That slip screen right there is deadly when you get those blockers out in front. So that was a great open field tackle by the Knights.
It's interesting. One of the offensive staff for Gonzaga, Conrad Singh, great receiver here at Gonzaga, also played with me in college at Hammond City. Great Hall of Fame receiver for us there. Big screen proponent, so probably has a little bit of hand in that as they throw Randolph down. He's going to be close to the sticks once again.
Look like he has a favorable spot, and they're marking it first. So good opening drive by Gonzaga. They have tempo, they have pace, they're running a lot of plays.
Brown again under center. He'll hand it off. Randolph off right tackle, kind of buries his head forward and ends up getting about 4 on the play.
And this is the difference between Gonzaga's offensive line and what we've seen so far from Friendship Collegiate is the fact that they're able to fire off the football and just go downhill. And that running game eventually will open up for that play-action pass, and they're going to be able to take those shots deep down the field.
So we saw big plays hurt Gonzaga in their WCAC semifinal matchup against Good Counsel. Pitch it out. Getting to the outside, cutting it back. Flag is down, but it could be a touchdown here. McCaleb into the open field. Luke McCaleb going to take it the distance, but a flag down on the play. Let's see who it's on. Looks like it's going to be on Gonzaga for a hold, so big break for Friendship as this one's coming back.
That's a tough play right there because Luke McCaleb is one of those guys that's a tremendous athlete. He's a lacrosse player. 3-year Letterman, captain of the football team and the lacrosse team. So getting him carries in the backfield is impressive because, again, this is the guy that has the athleticism and the speed to take the distance as you saw right there.
Of course, McCaleb more known for his exploits on the defensive side of the ball. Good free safety for this Gonzaga team, but showing off his running ability. How hard is that to go ahead and do both those things, Emory?
Oh, it's very hard, because when you look at the fact that you try so hard to focus on one thing, and then to try to do the second thing on both sides of the ball is extremely tough, because they're requiring different skills and different mindset, actually.
So second, we'll call this one 16. Need to take it out to the 47-yard line. Quick screen out in the flat. This one's going to be completed for minimal yardage out to number 19, McGuire Dengue.
And Gonzaga right now has the Knights. They have the Knights thinking out there defensively. They've gone east and west. They've gone north and south. They run downhill. Defensively, they got to get a grasp on what's going on, because they're on their heels right now, and Gonzaga's doing a great job keeping them off balance.
So third and long here for Gonzaga. After moving the ball well, gave the touchdown called back. Now some room to run for Brown, and he's going to have first down yardage. He gets out of bounds near the 50-yard line. Run out on that play by Johnson, but more than enough for the first down.
And the junior Brown is showing off his speed. I mean, we've seen him pull away from defensive backs. We've seen McCaleb pull away. There's a ton of speed to go along with this size for Gonzaga.
It's one of those plays you don't really expect from Brown, hurting you like that with the legs, but it's kind of left the barn door open for him, and he goes through, and now Friendship going to take a timeout. They don't like what they see, and they'll go ahead and call a timeout, and both teams will huddle up.
That's a great timeout right there by Mike Hunter. We've seen situations where timeouts in the middle part of the field, in the middle part of a drive, can kind of get your team to rally around and get them going in the right direction.
We'll be back with more right after this.
The most heart-stopping, game-changing, tie-turning moments in high school sports. Under Armour highlights of the week on the NFHS Network.
And welcome back. Glad you could join us as Gonzaga and Friendship Collegiate face off here in the DCSAA AA semifinal game. Winner gets Turkey Bowl winner H.D. Woodson. Had their big win against Wilson on Thursday and really capped a pretty good season for Woodson. Coming back, they were really struggling early in the season, but got on a roll and beat Wilson, who had only one loss on the season before that contest against another WCAC team, Good Counsel, the same team that beat Gonzaga in the semifinals of that league.
Yeah, confidence is everything for high school kids, and getting out there and stringing together good plays and positive plays and good wins helps you go a long way.
Brown and Randolph again in the backfield for Gonzaga, wearing their traditional purple today. Quick pass over the middle. This one bounces off the helmet of tight end Hess. Didn't know it was coming, and no Friendship Knight could jump on it and get a pick.
Well, he get hit in the head a lot with that football. You're going to turn around pretty quickly. Nice little pop pass was open. Brown made the right read, Hess wasn't ready for the football. Didn't turn his head around.
Gonzaga bringing a little bigger personnel into the game. Hopping on the field now, Miles Brown. Also, fullback Joey Freeman back into the game. Friendship player jumps. They say he doesn't get in the neutral zone, so they allow him to keep going. Now handoff. Randolph shakes one tackler in the backfield. He'll be drugged down after he crosses the 50-yard line for a gain of around 5.
Big fan of how patient Randolph is running the football. He was dead to rights in the backfield. Just stayed patient, stayed with the play, and picked up a minimal gain, a good gain that makes it third and more manageable.
In case you're wondering, we are playing at a college facility, Catholic, a D3 school, member in football of the ODAC conference. I believe they'll be leaving that conference very soon, though. So there are play clocks here that just do not use them. They go high school style with the referee keeping it. This one out in the flat, no one home, kind of in between receivers out in the play, Love and Ingram, and Brown put it in between both of them. And
good job getting pressure right there. You look at Jamal Farouk getting the hit on Brown, disrupting the timing of that play and forcing a punt. Great defensive answer. They gave a little bit of yards, but great defensive answer to get the stop by the Knights.
Yeah, that was big after they get stopped on the goal line. Now the punting team is out there. Johnson, they kind of shift the formation around. Now they'll bring a man in motion. As Zakari comes in, they'll go tight on one side. Up back calling signals. That's Mulligan. So always the possibility of a fake here. I'll go ahead and kick it away. It's Johnson. Go ahead and kicks it to Johnson, looking for some space. A flag is down. Nakeem Johnson taken down across the 30-yard line. Nice tackle there, but I believe this one's going to come all the way back.
Tough call right there. You kind of expect this nowadays on punt return. Seems like every punt return, whether it's high school, NFL, college, it's always going to be a block in the back on their first initial block. And that's tough because you saw right there the speed and explosiveness by Nakeem Johnson on full display once again.
That will be a block in the back, and that will put Friendship deep in their own territory. So the flag down around the 6-yard line. So they go half the distance. Actually, they'll move it up to the 7, so probably be about the 3.5 where Friendship will scrimmage from. So Gonzaga able to flip field position with their drive, and even more here with the penalty.
And you want to see if they come out on the second defensive series and start to shade that safety over to Nakeem Johnson's side and make sure they don't try to get beat deep down the field. Now, if you're Friendship Academy, you really want to come out and get your running game going. That's something that they struggle with on their own. On the other side, inside the 5. They got to get that ground game going to be in better position to make sure they punch it in next time they get down that way.
You wonder a little bit, though, Emory, because of the fact that Friendship, kind of a 4-wide base team where Gonzaga has the personnel, as we saw, to go 4 wide or also go 2 tights and a fullback, that this situation may be a little bit better for them as they have more room to operate with. They'll go ahead and hand it off, bounce to the outside. That's Abney. Got some room to run. He'll be taken down. McCaleb gets in there and makes the tackle, but not until a gain of around 20.
And you make a great point when you look at the situation where we have a flag down.
And it will be another hold, so that's going to go ahead and bring this one back as well.
But you make a great point, though. When you see spread teams, they're used to playing in space. They're used to spreading the field. But when they get into a condensed situation, they struggle to push guys off the football. Now, on the flip side, when you look at Gonzaga, they hit the nail right on the head. They have the personnel. And we've seen a lot of power eye. We've seen a lot of traditional eye formation, dual tight end sets. They're well equipped to play that physical game if they get inside the 10-yard line.
It's interesting. I've a few times, even my collegiate team, I referred to them already, but their the coach down there, still there at Hammond Sydney, Marty Favorette, did some real good things as the offensive coordinator at Catholic here. Actually helped them get to D3 playoffs a few years when he was here. But we were a 4-wide team, but he also had a package where he would bring in some H-backs, basically, and that's how he ran kind of some power. You can't see that. That's at the college level where you have so many players as you get this one, a nice 2-3 yard gain there. But, you get a situation like that where, in college you've got that big roster where you can have a bunch of extra kids, maybe your special teamers say, hey, you're going to do this job. At the high school level, you don't have that many kids to go with a certain situational substitution.
And 9 times out of 10, you may not even have the size up front just to physically push guys off the football. And that's the uniqueness when you see guys go from go from high school to the collegiate level. That size difference is huge.
So Vines brings them out as they're looking at a 2nd and 8 here. Ball right around the 5-yard line for Friendship Collegiate Knights. Looking for a big play like they started the game off with. This one's high, going to be picked off by Gonzaga. Taken down at the 15-yard line. Slammed down is the corner. Trey Jones making the tackle there was Corey Brooks, but that one an overthrow, and Jones made him pay.
And you want the wide receiver, Dante Demas, to make a play on the ball. If it's over your head, go try to disrupt that pass and make sure no one catches it. He kind of stood there and watched the defensive back make the play. You have to play through the whistle, but great job by Gonzaga getting the turnover. Now they're on their side of the football field with that powerful offensive line.
So the nice drive after the goal line stand, and then the penalty on Friendship pins them back. A turnover here, so Gonzaga in good position to score here. Ball on the 16-yard line. They'll fake the pitch out. Brown looking to throw. Receivers look covered. Does find a man, though. Slipped down at around the 5-yard line is Ingram. And going to be a flag coming in. That could be a face mask.
And you were right. They were well defensed on that play. He just made a great throw, great catch by the receiver. And now we'll get aided with the penalty.
Well, they're talking it over.
I thought he grabbed his shoulder pads, it looked like.
And they are going to wave that off. So after the conference, they'll say, I think you were right, Emory. Your eyes caught it there, that it was just shoulder pads grabbed, not a face mask.
And the way he fell, it gave the illusion of him grabbing the face mask. But great job just finding an open guy, and that's what the play action pass does for you. They got the athletic quarterback Brown out there on the edge and made a big play.
Mangus, interesting look here. Half shotgun, half I formation. Throw it out into the corner route. That one's going to be incomplete, looking for Hess.
We've seen great coverage so far by Friendship Collegiate Academy on this defensive series inside the red zone. You want them to force a field goal or perhaps get a stop on fourth down if they go for it.
So 3rd and 1 here. So they just go right up the middle with this. Man in motion. Handoff. Randolph bounces to the outside. He's close to the goal line. They say he's in. Touchdown, Gonzaga.
That's a great run right there by Randall. You see why this guy has over 1,200 yards. Good vision, good patience, good footwork. Punches it in for 6.
Tyree Randolph gets Gonzaga on the board. Breaks the ice. They lead at 6-0 as Johnson comes on to kick the extra point.
And what's interesting here, you see a team that looks like they're going for 2.
Well, they're lining up. Mulligan's going to take it for 2, and he is going to be hit and stopped, and I don't think he gets it. He doesn't get it, so Gonzaga trying to get tricky on the extra point. They get stopped, and now a little scuffle breaks out down near the goal line.
An excellent job by the Knights right there, not falling asleep on special teams. A lot of times you see guys tend to fall asleep, and they're able to punch that in. Great job by the Knights staying alert and staying in the game. But going back to that touchdown, you see where a team that's, to go to your point, a spread team, also your defense is not used to stopping the run and being physical up front as a byproduct. So that's why we're probably seeing them match up well on the outside, but not so well in the trenches.
Gonzaga up 6-0 on Friendship Collegiate. More after this. Gonzaga up 6-0 on Friendship Collegiate Academy as Brian Johnson about to kick this one off here in the DCSAA Class AA semifinal matchup. Johnson's approach, high kick. Johnson fades back inside his end zone, and they'll blow this one dead, so it'll be a touchback, and Friendship will scrimmage from the 20. What are your early indications on this one, Emory?
Love the speed and athleticism from both teams. And what's interesting is that I think both squads can match up athletically on a perimeter. I think this game will probably be decided on the inside, who can win in the trenches. But been very impressed with Gonzaga's speed on the outside, and we already seen in the first play of the game what Friendship Collegiate Academy can do in the passing game with their speed.
So 1st and 10 for the Knights. As again, Vines brings him out. Now this time they'll go 3 receivers one way and Johnson, the lone receiver, the other way, and he goes in motion. Vines actually under center. They'll quick screen it out to Johnson's. Got some space. Gets through one tackle, and he'll just skip his way out of bounds. Should be very close, and I believe has the first down.
And nice play right there, and you saw what they did. They wanted to get him in space, and the reason why they do that is to make it like a punt return or make it like a kickoff return and give him an alley. And you know when he hits that crease, he can take it the distance.
So we'll be a 1st and 10 for Friendship. As we dwindle down, under 3.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Glad you could join us. HS Network. Jeremy Huber, Emory Hunt with you. Here in the District of Columbia on the campus of Catholic University hosting this contest. Next week's final will be at Howard University. Now this one just quickly out of bounds goes Johnson. Gets about 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, just stringing together positive plays offensively. Slowly work your way down the field to ultimately get to your goal.
And it feels like, Emory, that first pass may have scared Gonzaga just a smidge to Johnson. Got to give him a little bit of extra cushion now.
Exactly. You got to respect that speed, man. Even if you have a guy like Luke McCaleb back there at deep safety, we saw his speed, but Johnson is on a whole nother level with that one.
So we'll call this 2nd and 6. Need to get the ball across the 40-yard line a bit for the first down. Now the Friendship receivers come up. Vines in the shotgun. Takes it low, snap, gets it out into the flat. That one will be completed, bobbled a bit, so it'll minimize the gain as getting that one Corey Brooks, but doesn't get much.
Yeah, if Brooks catches that cleanly, or if it comes to him quicker, they had an opportunity to break that one. The defense adjusted a little bit late. The swing was there. The slip screen was there. The bubble was there. Just had the opportunity to make something happen.
So this one a 3rd and 5 for Friendship. Again, had a chance to score on their first drive of the game. Had 1st and goal from inside the 5. Actually had the ball at one point on the inside the 1-yard line. Couldn't punch it in as Gonzaga made a big stand that eventually got the Randolph touchdown. This one could be a double pass setup. Johnson pulls it down as they came up, and Gonzaga read it like a book, and he'll be brought down for a loss.
Yeah, good job right there, staying alert and not so focused on the receiver, the guy with the football, and not giving up the deep pass. That was a well-executed defense right there by Gonzaga.
Kind of bowed the route back a little bit, and Gonzaga was ready for it.
Yeah, they went to it earlier in the series, only to come back to it in the same series. You kind of want to set that play up for later on in the game, not necessarily on the same series.
So Johnson doing a little bit of everything as he will go ahead and punt. McCaleb goes back deep for Gonzaga as he stands on his own 30. High snap, no rush from the Eagles as they look to go up and set things up. McCaleb going to take it, fair catch, around the 38-yard line. So Gonzaga will scrimmage from there with just under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Nice chess match going on between two coaches. I like seeing this. You know, guys are matching wits, playing above the X's and O's, and they're getting great help with their coaching staff.
So the Eagles, again, had a chance at the WCAC championship game this year. We ended up losing in the semifinal round, looking for a second straight DCSAA championship. And this one will be pushed forward, and I believe Randolph can be very close to the sticks and may have a first down.
Yeah, you can't get a clean hit on Randolph, which is great because he's a guy that uses his size to his advantage. He's a shorter guy, but he's a shifty guy. And if you can't knock him over directly, you tend to bump him to the side, and he has that shiftiness and that speed to gain yards on a consistent basis.
Now Brown on the draw to Randolph, got some space to the outside. He's got 10. Flag comes in. He'll run out of bounds, be pushed out. Coming up from the secondary, getting a hit on him, Devin Smith, but this should come back with the hanky.
Yeah, the back referee threw that flag from Annapolis, looks like. It came flying in from far away.
That'll be a hold, so that's going to move things back. Where it's spotted at the 47, may have one of those kind of in-between 10-yard penalties here. So you heard the referee that time. Maybe his microphone working. And speaking of microphones not working, did you see any of that Baylor TCU game last night?
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
They played in a monsoon. I don't think the microphones worked. Maybe for about the first call from the referee, and after that they were done. I formation. Brown out in the flats. Got a man. Complete. Near the first down sticks goes Dean Ingram, the freshman. He just short.
It's a good throw right there by Brown. It's good to see the high school passing game, the pro-style passing game at the high school level. He dropped back, read the field, found the open guy, hit him in the flat.
Randy Trivers, wonderful coaching career, which we'll get into, as Randolph's going to get the first down there with a gain of 4. And, of course, Coach Trivers not only was a coach at Northwest High School, won state championships there in the Germantown area school, also then went down and coached in Florida at the high school level, also coached at the college level for Syracuse under Greg Robinson when he was there. So Coach Trivers, besides really the NFL, I think he's done it all when it comes to coaching at a high level, and this one's going to be a penalty and offsides here on Friendship Collegiate.
I mean, success follows you when you're that good, and he's done a great job everywhere he's been.
believe Leesburg, Florida, so that will be a 5-yard encroachment penalty on Friendship. But I believe Leesburg, Florida was the program that Coach Trivers led down in the Sunshine State. But a good coach. In this interesting formation here, they'll hand it off looking for the jet sweep. Ball carrier brought down. They'll give him, actually say he loses yardage on the play, as that was, again, McGuire DeLenge on the carry.
And L.D. Edwards made a great play right there. He stopped the play from going further outside, then got off the block and made the tackle.
So Gonzaga should run one more play here. Down marker says second. So 2nd and 4. Depends if this is a run or not. Brown out in the flat. This one's completed for first down yardage as he gets it to Love. And that should go ahead. Actually, they're going to stop the Sticks with the first down. They'll stop the clock. And Gonzaga wants to run another play. They can, but it looks like they're going to go ahead. Actually, they will hustle up and try and run a play here, shockingly. So Brown does not get the play off, so we'll go to the end of the quarter with Gonzaga up 6-0, but looking for more. We'll have more right after this.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Welcome back to the Catholic University of America here in Washington, D.C. The DCSA AA semifinal contest. Gonzaga leading Friendship Collegiate 6-0 as we start the second quarter. And in this matchup, of course, Friendship opened in 2004, over 100 college student athletes. That's big here with this group. They openly admit it. They kind of have a different philosophy. They're not worried as much about championships. They're worried about opportunities for their players, and it's a good strategy to have, I think.
I agree, and that's exactly what you want. You want to give guys an opportunity to get outside of their own personal network and expand that, and they're doing a great job doing that.
Get guys into college and hopefully make good students and good men. Good mission there at Friendship. Handoff up the middle to Randolph. He'll be stuffed this time, gets maybe half a yard on the play. It's actually interesting, Emory. I remember calling a game in my older days as a young pup broadcaster. Friendship, as they were starting the program up, actually played out where I'm out in Loudoun County. And, even back then, you could tell that this was an interesting program. They didn't do very well that day, and I know Coach Abdul Rahim talked about that before some of the games they played, just blowouts. But they've kind of got their stripes. Now they're competitive with anybody. Nice pass there out in the flat as it was Brown to Love, and that should be enough for a first down.
Love seeing the waggle, the half roll out on the play. Are they calling it incomplete?
They will call it incomplete.
Still love seeing the waggle in the pro-style passing game from Gonzaga. Talked about that before. But going back to your Friendship Collegiate Academy point, you want to see those progression steps made, and they've definitely made those steps like you talked about, and that's why they're here today.
So 3rd and long here as Randolph will go out as a wide receiver. Brown, some pressure on him, sets the screen up. Love has it, but he'll be taken down on a great play there. Coming up from his defensive back spot was number 7, Aaron Walker, to make a huge play.
They're making a ton of plays on the flanks right now, or the Knights doing a great job in one-on-one opportunities defensively. And this is the type of aggressiveness you want to see from a defense. They are playing fast, they're playing with technique, and they're playing some good football right now.
So decision time for Randy Trivers, kind of no man's land for his kicker, Brian Johnson. So it looks like he's going to go for it, looking at a 4th and 10 here. DeLenge into the game, also Ingram back in. They and Love will go to the right. Roll out pass, looking for the throwback. May have something here. Hess got some room. Can he get past the last man? He will. Now cuts it back. And Hess into the end zone. Touchdown, Gonzaga.
An excellent play set up right there. You kind of knew something was going to happen because they had 2 tight ends plus the trips on the other side. So all the attention was focused on the tight end. Slow blocked it on the front side right here and threw the throwback screen. Ended up being a touchdown.
Great call there by Randy Trivers. Set it up perfectly, and Hess and company executed it, got some downfield blocking as well. And now the Eagles up by 2 scores, and looks like they're going to go for 2, chase that extra point they didn't get last time.
Got Robinson dotting the I back there. I'm sorry, Randolph dotting the I, so might just get straight lead right here.
No, going to be a pass, and they're going to find the same guy that got the touchdown, Patrick Hess, for the 2-point conversion. Gonzaga now up 14-0.
You notice the last 2 plays, they go to Hess, who was the guy they hit in the back of the head early in the game on the pop pass. He turned around and found the football on these last 2 plays, getting the touchdown and also the 2-point conversion.
So now Gonzaga up 14-0 here on Friendship. And I think at this point, Emory, if you're the Knights, you really would like to go ahead and get something on this drive.
Exactly, and you don't want to panic. You don't want to see a situation where they're trying to just air it out downfield. You can't make up 14 points in one play, but you are down 2 plays. So you just got to work to find that one play, and don't try to get out of your game plan just because you're down 14 on the scoreboard. It's essentially 2 plays you just have to make so you can stay within your game plan at this juncture, even with being down by 14 in the second quarter.
Johnson and Oliver go back deep for Friendship. Again, Johnson to kick it off. Brian Johnson for Gonzaga. You'd have to think if you're the Knights, you'd love a little special teams play to kind of get some momentum back. We talked about it before. This one, a real close one last year, a 1-point victory by Gonzaga. They're looking to make sure it's not that close this time around. Johnson's going to take it inside his 5, looking for a seam. Johnson hit and brought down. Ton of bricks he runs into. He'll be brought down just short of the 25-yard line, but the Gonzaga special teams looking really good right there.
Man, Luke McCaleb met him right at that point where he was about to make the cut and explode down the sideline. I just love the speed from Nakeem Johnson, but you look at Luke McCaleb again, safety, we haven't seen him back on offense again. That'll be something to keep an eye on moving forward, but defensively he's a heck of a player.
So the nose of the football right on the 25-yard line for Friendship. Looking to cut into this Gonzaga lead. Remember, next week, the championship game in Class AA here in the DCSAA. H.D. Woodson awaits as this carry will be off right tackle. 2-yard gain on the play as taking it forward was Vincent Abney.
Nice positive play on first down, 2nd and 8. Again, you don't want to panic. You don't want to press. You just want to play your game and get right back in the football contest.
As we saw, I think a few members of the H.D. Woodson coaching staff doing some prep over to our left.
It's always the intriguing part about high school football. You see the coaches come in and scout live, sitting amongst the crowd, blending in.
I'll tell you, that's the thing. Woodson got a little better deal on that one as Vines looking deep. This one up, jump ball, and almost a tip. Could have ended up in the hands of Dante Demas, who was behind everyone. Almost could have had a tip ball touchdown, but instead falls incomplete.
And once again, you see the defender being more aggressive attacking the football than you see the wide receiver. That has to change. You have to have that mindset of a receiver. It's my ball once it's in the air. You can't just wait for the ball to come to you. But you see that happening for Gonzaga. Their defensive players in the secondary are doing a great job attacking more than the receivers of Friendship Collegiate.
Talked about Woodson winning the Turkey Bowl. You know, if you were either Gonzaga or Friendship, you wanted to go scout that one. You had to give it part of your Thanksgiving day. The coaches from Woodson, they get to come out on the Saturday. Works well for them. 3rd and 8. Vines looking for the screen. Almost picked off as it hit Bridgman. Hit in the front there. It was Malik Bridgman on that play to go ahead and hits him right in the gut. Couldn't control it, but he ends up stopping the play.
Yeah, the Bridgman boys are having their say today, both on the defensive line, both big guys, and both making plays for the defense.
Yeah, Nasheed, the starter, Malik, the backup, and Bridgman making a nice play there, getting in the way of the screen.
And the coaches are razzing him on the sideline like, you almost had a touchdown. But you got to love the effort he's playing with at getting there and knocking that ball away.
High snap again. No rush by Gonzaga. This one going to be a high punt. McCaleb calls for the fair catch. Now it's going to take a bounce. McCaleb's going to go and grab it. He'll be hit. Ball comes loose. Now flag comes out. So let's see what this call is. The ball bounced. So they may say this is an illegal fair catch. This should be a conference by the referees, I would think. They conferenced before and got the call right.
Right, I think so. I think that's a situation, whether it's a fair catch or not. If it's a fair catch and the ball bounces and you catches, I think you are still under the fair catch rule.
Now they've got the players too close. They got to back those guys up, get the referees a chance to talk this one over. Mike Hunter out in the field. He's looking for an explanation. Randy Trivers a little bit too. Then, of course, comes after that is if you go ahead and wave the flag off and say he's allowed, say maybe he ended up running, the fumble came.
Exactly.
So, there's kind of two parts to this play.
Yeah, the fans buzzing too, so.
Yeah, credit to the referees for talking this one over, but, yeah, you're going to get that anticipation of what's the call going to be.
Right.
Representation here. I'd say the stand's probably a good bit full here.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's no foul on the play, they're going to say Gonzaga ball.
So out of the 20-minute meeting, out of the whole chaos of the play, we're back where we started.
So now I think Mike Hunter's saying to the referee, okay, if there's no flag, then why wasn't it a fumble and why isn't it our ball?
Right.
I mean, I
that
guess,
makes sense, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Maybe they're saying inadvertent whistle here, or they blew it dead, saying he kind of gave himself up, and we're giving the guys credit to say, look, they weren't sure, we didn't blow the whistle enough, so we're not going to call a penalty on Friendship here, but you can't get the fumble, which, again, seems a little bit weird to me. If this was the NFL, we might have a different call.
Exactly.
So 1st and 10 here. Gonzaga. Now Brown comes from back under center. They're in a more traditional set here. Got a tight end, receivers each way. Actually, I may have an unbalanced line out there. Handoff, off left tackle, and brought down. I actually thought, Emory, that it was an unbalanced line, but they instead brought Big Miles Brown out there. Kind of looks like an extra lineman.
Yeah, when you look at it, that ace set, these two wide receivers, two tight ends, they're dictating the matchup now. They have one-on-one on the outside. Maybe they take a shot deep down the field.
Take the handoff. They get it out into the flat and incomplete as the guy we just brought up, Miles Brown, couldn't reel that one in.
And he had a long way to run with that one. They totally weren't suspecting the tight end to slip out in the flat. Great play design once again by Coach Drivers.
Yeah, Brown wears 18, not happy with himself. He couldn't reel that one in. So 3rd, we'll call this one 8. Friendship jumps. And now I got a little issue up front. That's a little much.
Right now, defensive lineman, Deontay Metley is upset with that defense. He's trying to get these guys to get their head back in the game and watch the ball.
It's 3rd and 3. Now again, Gonzaga rechecks the play, gets a new one from Coach Trivers. Brown to throw, has to pull it down. Now he's got pressure in his face. Throws one out. This one's going to be completed as he takes a hit, but ends up with the pass for 1st down yardage, getting it out to DeLange out in the flat.
And good play by Devin Smith closing in on that football. Try to jar it loose, but great play, great catch, converting, and now you see why that offside hurt them. Had they not got the offside penalty prior, that would have been a yard short of the first down.
I think they pulled Derek Fromm, the center, on the play. I think that's who Brown ran into. Almost got knocked down. Wide open is DeLenge, and he's going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Gonzaga.
Yeah, no one was covering the seam, and that play has been open all game long. They've not done a good job covering the seam. So far, they've been a little bit beat by alignment. Gonzaga finally saw it, went down the seam for the big play touchdown.
McGuire DeLenge, the sophomore wide receiver, takes it deep on the busted coverage, and now Gonzaga up by 3 scores.
And once again, an opportunity for Friendship Collegiate to get off the field. They couldn't do so. Ended up giving up a touchdown on the next play.
So Johnson on to kick the extra point. Your holder is Mulligan. Interesting, you don't really usually see a fullback linebacker combo as your holder, but Mulligan's the guy for Gonzaga. It's got some soft hands. It's Johnson puts this one up, and that one's going to be good. So Gonzaga with a 21-0 lead here over Friendship Academy here in the DCSAA Class AA semifinal game. And right now, a lot of happy Eagles out there.
Exactly, and when you look at the Knights on the other side, they're going to need a big play right now in this kickoff return. And we saw it in the opener. It kind of helped their offense out. And how big was that non-touchdown, not getting points on that opening drive? Kind of put them in on the back end, and they haven't recovered, quite honestly.
Yeah, they have not. And, again, there have been some chances here and just unable to convert on some of those things. And, I tell you, that play right there, that offsides for Friendship, it's one of those things where, you like to see the passion, but I don't know if you like to see the way it was displayed there. I always say, you're playing like the guy next to you didn't want to mess up. Sometimes you got to make sure you're not throwing your teammate off kind of by yelling at him.
Exactly, and that also puts a spotlight on you because now, okay, you're screaming at me. You better come out the next play and get a tackle or a sack or something. But now you're tired because you just wasted all this energy screaming, and now everyone is, discombobulated, and you give them a big play for a touchdown. The guy was uncovered.
It's one of those things you might want to yell. I always say, if you want to yell at me on the sidelines. We're not. We got to think when we're out here right now. So Johnson to go ahead and kick this one away. Again, going back deep to Oliver and Johnson. Oliver's going to get a chance to return this one. Takes it inside his 5. Again, looking for a seam. And again, great coverage by the Gonzaga special teams to bring him down inside the 25-yard line. And
again, now you want to come out and go back to what worked in the first part of the game. You have the speed to get deep down the field. You have the opportunity to take advantage of these one-on-one matchups because you spread the field. Work your short passing game if you're Friendship Collegiate Academy and get back to basics and start moving the football with ease.
Again, Gonzaga in purple today. Friendship, they're all gray uniforms with the yellow helmets. Rarely see yellow helmets in football.
And it's always a good look, too. I mean, you think West Virginia, when they go to their alternate, you see right here, it's just a great look, I think.
Oregon,
another one of their 100.
Handoff, some room for Abney. They get a few good cuts. Runs into a man. Big collision at the 30-yard line. Ends up with a gain of 9 on the play as he took on Mitchell Johns. Kind of looked like two big rams running into each other in the hillside.
And I kind of understand why Abney did it. At some point, you want to set the tone. He could have made that guy miss. Ideally, you want to see that. But sometimes you just got to, put your head down and knock somebody out.
2nd and 1. Abney spins off a tackler in the backfield. Is going to get first down yardage because of it. And Nasheed Bridgman cleans him up after the gain of 5.
Great job right there by Abney. But again, you saw Nakeem Johnson uncovered, wide open, going crazy. You don't want to do that because now you draw attention to yourself and they're going to cover you. You kind of want to give like a stern waving, but you don't want to jump up and down. Now they see you wide open. But great job converting the first, stringing together positive plays, and they're moving the sticks.
Yeah, Abney didn't start the game. Oliver got the start, but when he's been in there, made some very good runs, a couple of them taken away by penalties. Vines going to be hit and brought down. Taylor getting in on that sack, brings him down for a big loss on the play.
And he's a thick backer, so he collapsed the pocket. That pressure sack right there between Taylor and the other defender was just able to just push the tackle and the guard back toward the quarterback and get back there and put him on the ground.
course, Kyle Taylor, the Iowa commit, a 3-star prospect. And I tell you, we talked about it in the pregame show, Emory, that is the perfect linebacker for Iowa. They all seem to look like Kyle Taylor.
Exactly. They both can play the run well. They can drop back in coverage well. They're not afraid to play special teams. He's going to a great program. I'm very impressed with that Iowa program. I'm glad they've gotten into the top 4.
So 2nd and long here for Vines. He's going to look to throw, gets it to Johnson, gets him some space. Minimal gain on the play. Actually, give him about 6 on the play after a little bit of shaking, but still going to set up a 3rd and long here.
3rd and long here. You have speed. You have Johnson on the outside. Maybe you now you're at the point where you take that deep shot down the field. You try to roll one way, throw back across the field to Johnson, try to generate a big play because that sack really backed them up because they were doing a great job moving the football, mixing it up.
So now the referee will take an official's timeout.
Starting to get chippy out there, too. Both teams starting to draw back and forth with one another.
You can hear the Friendship Collegiate cheerleaders doing a great job. 3rd and 12. Need to get it to their own 46 for a first. Gonzaga bringing pressure. McCaleb, that's going to be incomplete as he short hops the wide receiver. Vines under a lot of pressure, had to get it away.
And that was a great job by McCaleb, getting the pressure to force that errant pass, and now they have to punt. Once again, great defensive stop by Gonzaga.
So Johnson will go ahead, go back to punt, and at this point, I think if you're the Knights, not only going to make a good play here on the special teams, you got to get a stop on the back end. It's already a 3-score game. You let it get to 4, it's going to be awful tough to make a comeback.
Yeah, you got to get a quick stop, too, and you have to keep your head in the game and not think that you're completely out of it.
Now Gonzaga bringing pressure, almost got there. Almost actually hit Johnson. McCaleb's going to let this one roll, takes the Friendship roll out of bounds inside the 30, mark it around the 27-yard line. So not a bad special teams execution there for Friendship as they flip a little field position.
And this is a good punt, and it could lead into a great defensive effort. You want this defense to come out fresh and come out with a new sense of attitude, a new sense of, okay, we have to get a stop. We have to help out our offense by getting the football back.
Glad you could join us here at Catholic University. Their turf field did not have this when I played here. One of the muddiest fields ever played on was here at Catholic.
Great facilities, by the way.
Yes, it is. It's very nice, right down the street from the Basilica here, just off the campus. Randolph up the middle. He'll be brought down after a gain of around 5 on the play. And, of course, it's kind of a little bit fitting here. Gonzaga considers this a home game for them as the fact, a storied Catholic school in D.C. Just if you're not familiar with the area, just right down the road from Union Station, actually. Big landmark. This one's going to be almost picked off. Nice play there. Jumping into the passing lane was the cornerback for Friendship Collegiate, L.D. Edwards.
Yeah, L.D. Edwards has played a great game so far versus the run. You see right there with an athletic effort to almost pick that ball off. That's the type of effort you want to see from this nice defense.
L.D. Edwards, actually, we got a chance to see over the summertime. We did some games together for the U.S. developmental camp up at Towson University. He was a really impressive player up there.
Absolutely.
So 3rd and 6 here. Because, again, we've seen this a few times where Gonzaga kind of comes up and changes the play. So let's see if Randy Trivers comes up with the right one. Handoff to Randolph. He'll break a couple tackles and be brought down on a nice play about 2 yards short of the sticks. Then they're going to let that one go as 2 guys got tied up and a Friendship player threw one of the linemen for Gonzaga down.
It's getting a bit chippy out there, but quiet is kept. The one thing that Friendship Collegiate Academy has done since the first quarter, they've got a lot better versus the run. And so that's great because now you're going to put them in a one-dimensional situation. They're going to go for it here, and they're probably going to see another run play. But the Knights have done a great job stopping the run.
Interesting here as Friendship will bring on the big man Elijah Hunter. Trying to get a little more stout up, but it's 4th and 1. They'll hand it off. Randolph will be hit and pushed forward. He's got first down yard. Stays on his feet, and he's going to go all the way. Tyree Randolph maybe will be caught from behind. He will not. Tyree Randolph, what a run. Touchdown, Gonzaga.
Heck of an effort you see right there on fourth down to keep your feet moving. You get hit, you don't get knocked over, you get bumped to the side, and he was able to stay balanced and take it to this. And that's a heck of a run right there by Tyree Randolph.
We talked about the fact, as you may see on the camera angle, gave a little the double arm flex there. And I tell you, talk about some strength. He's got it.
And I just made the comment about these guys stopping the run, stopping Randolph, getting better versus the run, and he rips off a 60-plus yarder on that play on fourth down. That's a dagger-type play by Randolph. That's a heck of a job by him.
Tyree Randolph with the run on 4th and 1. Shades of John Riggins, except for they already had the lead, but breaks the tackle there. And I tell you, he was so close to being down, but just you're already short down there, just kept the legs pumping and takes it in for the big score. Kick is up and kick is good. So now a 28-0 lead for Gonzaga off that fantastic run by Tyree Randolph.
Yeah, you saw him on the sideline getting water, teammates mobbing him. He's smiling. And you can't help but smile on that one.
More of this one right after this.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Welcome back to Catholic University. Gonzaga with the 4-score lead here on Friendship Academy, and still the crowd murmuring after that wonderful run by Tyree Randolph.
I mean, that's one of those, I got goosebumps watching him break that tackle and take off for a touchdown on in that situation. That's how you close the door on an opponent, especially on a fourth down. You know they want to stop. They were amped up, break the first wave, and backs love seeing stacked boxes because you know you just have to make one guy miss, and then it becomes a foot race. He outran the defense on that one for the touchdown.
This one's going to find its way into the end zone for a touchback and maybe a little extra juice from the kicker Johnson after seeing his teammate Randolph make something special happen. Actually, just seeing down the sideline Randolph shaking the hands of Mark Giannotto, one of our friends with some of the stuff that we do as a company, one of the writers for the Washington Post, and I think just giving him a big congratulatory handshake, saying, man, that's one heck of a run you just put out there.
Take a bow, young man. You've done a great job. And as a runner, you want to get back right. You want to get right back out there and get that football again. Now you have the juice. Now you have the Mario star, so to speak, so he's ready to go.
And it's funny, Randolph, it doesn't have a lot of, at least what I've seen, as much interest as you might think of a player. This is a workhorse back in one of the best high school football leagues in the nation. It's mostly because of his size. You'd have to think only coming in at 5'7", but there's definitely a place for him in college football. This one, the handoff, trying to get around the outside and stacked up is Abney.
Yeah, Abney, who came in the last series and showed some toughness, running over a couple of guys and getting positive yard stop for a 2-yard loss there. But again, when was the last time you seen Nakeem Johnson get the football in the passing game? I think they have to find ways to work him back in the offensive game plan.
Couple of quick screens, but obviously that first play of the game, they hit him with the deep ball, took it down inside the 10-yard line, got it down all the way to the 1, then couldn't punch it in, and really kind of turned the game. Gonzaga actually didn't score on that drive, but end up kind of flipping field position, and then in the second quarter, here's where they've really broken out with 21 points. Vines looking deep, looking for Johnson, and this one is up, and this one is caught by Johnson. What a catch!
And that's how you get your playmaker right back in the ball game.
A flag is down, but I think this is going to go against, it was going to be a hold against Friendship.
Backbreakers, man. You want to see guys keep their heads in the game. And once again, it's Deonta Metley that's blowing up. He has to get his temper tapered a little bit because right now it's costing his football team.
It looks like Rashid Bridgman is the guy down, and actually I think his shoe came off at one point, so I don't know if the hold was actually against him or a different play. But that's going to go ahead and they'll attend to him, and we'll go ahead and take a quick timeout. Gonzaga leading Friendship 28-0 here at Catholic University in the DCSA AA state championship semifinal.
You know, the Greek philosopher Aristotle said, you are what you repeatedly do. But in our book, we say you are what you repeatedly do when things get hard. When you look at the naysayers and the haters, and there's a million of them, but you take it upon yourself to erase all doubt. Get that doubt out of here. So my apologies to Aristotle, but excellence doesn't become a habit by running the same path over and over. The excellent ones just step up to the line and ask, what's the record? Under Armour, get your feet straight.
And Rashid Bridgman coming off with a bit of a limp, but looks like he's smiling, and maybe more importantly for Gonzaga, Penny Lentz, the head athletic trainer, smiling too. So you always want to see the trainer smiling. If that's the case, usually you're okay.
Yeah, he should be fine to go for, let's say, another series.
It's when they have the trainer has the serious look on their face. That's the one you're worried about. So second and long here after the big play. So this holding actually going to push them way back. Need to take it out to the 30 for a first down. Vines again looking deep. Wide open man. And it's going to be caught. McCaleb makes the big hit. But not until ball taken down by Dante Demas across the 40-yard line. So we asked for the big play, and we get it there. Friendship getting some momentum back.
That's two back-to-back big plays in the passing game. One to Johnson, now to Demas. And great closing speed by McCaleb getting over there to limit that play to just that gain, because he was wide open. I don't know how he got wide open like that. That's a great play for Friendship Collegiate.
And now a timeout will be taken, and Mike Hunter wants to talk something over. They sent some extra guys out on the field and maybe didn't have exact personnel he wanted. But at some point, Emory, maybe that's what they've got to do. You know, they've got some height advantage at the corner spots and the safety spots. Maybe just throw up a couple jump balls and see if you can get something going that way.
And let guys just make plays. They tried to get the running game going. You see that hasn't worked. Your forte is throwing the football out of these 4 wide receiver sets. Let these guys make plays. They've done so on the last 2 plays. One was called back because of a penalty, but you see the recovery right here on the previous play. I'd say go back once again. Maybe try to move Johnson around, put him in the slot, try to get a post going across the field, but you have to start attacking vertically down the field if you're the Knights.
Both teams talking it over, and this would be huge with just under 3.5 minutes to go in the half. If you're Friendship, to go ahead and get a score here and then go ahead and, keep Gonzaga from scoring, because they're going to get the ball back at the start of the second half. But getting a score here would give you that boost of momentum going into the locker room at halftime.
Right. You want to get some points on the board, come back out, play great defense. They've done so outside of the one big play on 4th and 1 there. But they've done a great job not beating themselves. The 2 touchdowns were on 4th downs, the run and also the tight end screen, the throwback screen. But they're still in this ball game if they can get a score here.
So 1st and 10. Actually, Gonzaga lined up with 12 men on the field, brings one of them off. Now this one will be incomplete as he was looking for Corey Brooks, threw it behind him on the play.
Yeah, tough throw. The placement has to be better on that one. You want your receiver to help you out just a little bit more. So Brooks probably saw that purple flash in front of him going across the middle of the field.
So now a 2nd and 10 for Friendship. Again, Friendship comes into this game with a 6-5 record on the season. Gonzaga at 9-2, finished up the regular season. Actually finished up their season with 2 straight losses. Fell to St. John's in the finale of the WCAC season, and then lost their playoff opener against Good Counsel. Vines looking for Johnson, overthrown. Both he and corner Joe Zakari both went up for it over both of their heads.
And you like the aggressiveness right now by Coach Hunter, just going deep down the field. Lawrence Joseph, the defensive corner, but the offensive guy making plays, going deep down the field, trying to get the Knights back in the ball game.
So 3rd and 10 here. We'll see. Gonzaga Friendship would love to go ahead and keep possession of this ball. He's taking a little more time off before giving it back to the Eagles. 2 receivers each way. Pistol formation. Actually, now he moves up as a sidecar. That's Abney. Vines back to throw. This one out in the flat, and it's going to be caught. Completed catch. Nice throw and nice catch by Corey Brooks to move the sticks. About almost a 20-yard gain.
And these receivers, I have to say, are stepping up on this drive and making plays for this offense and helping out their quarterback. He's just putting the football out to where they can make a play, and they're coming down with the pass.
A 17-yard gain on the play. Puts the ball at the 40-yard line, so drive continues for Friendship. Vines again in shotgun. Abney beside him. Vines back to throw. This one's going to be incomplete. And I think Friendship was looking for a pass interference, as it looked like Trey Jones kind of had a hand on the back as he went for the ball.
Yeah, you want to see that pass come a little bit more flat line. He threw a little bit with a little bit more arc. Nearly picked off as well.
So I'll bring up a 2nd and 10 here. Catholic University, our host. Fine host today. Our wonderful new booth here. Very spacious for us.
Exactly, which is always a plus.
And good stools as well. Get nice backs on for old men like me and Emory who play football, who can barely walk now. Quick pass out in the flat. Johnson over his head. I think they were trying to set up a quick screen there, but just a little bit overthrown there by Vines.
And if you're Vines and if you can't make it out that far away, that was a far hash throw, which is a tougher throw for him. Just try to roll out a little bit that way and help yourself out by, getting closer to make that pass.
So again, it's going to be a 3rd and long. They converted it. They've actually converted 2 of these already on the drive. Can they keep it going? Very well could be 4-down territory considering where they are. If you get 5 yards here, probably would take the extra down and try for it to keep the chains moving.
You don't want to panic.
3 wides one way, actually 2 the other as Abney goes out of the backfield. Actually, some wildcat. And a big gain here. Bouncing to the outside goes Chris Ferguson, and he's going to be brought down inside the 25, inside the 15-yard line. So Ferguson, the running QB, comes in and makes a big play.
Yeah, Coach Mike Hunter has definitely awakened with the play calling because he's getting more guys involved, getting his speed and space, and they're taking full advantage of it.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Gonzaga, so that's going to add some room onto this one, so they'll get some extra additional yardage.
This is a great drive by Friendship Collegiate.
Yeah, very good drive here for Friendship as they go ahead and bring on Ferguson. Ferguson, he's going to pull it. Ferguson looking for the end zone. He's going to be hit and brought down. Is he in? He is. Touchdown, Friendship. Chris Ferguson, the spark plug for the Knights as he gets in and scores, and Friendship's got some mo on their side.
And that's exactly what you wanted to see from this offense. Coming out down 28, putting together a long drive and getting 6, not 3, 6, which is important.
I know early in the season they rotated quarterbacks. Ferguson getting a chance to shine here, and boy, did he do it. 2 big runs after some nice passes, some big play passes from Vines. Now Castle on to kick the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick by Castle is good. So now 28-7 is our score as Friendship gets on the board as they go ahead and now trail by 3 scores. But again, it's that momentum they were looking for just before the half.
And you can't lose that when you come back out here on special teams and also defense, because we know how quickly Gonzaga can strike. They're what, 2:25 left in this half? That's enough time for this offense to put together a drop to get points. So that defense has to also carry over the enthusiasm and the excitement that the offense just put out there on the field.
12-minute quarters in high school football. So we'll see exactly if that's enough time left with that 2:25 left on the clock for Gonzaga to get down and score. As you said, we've seen it a bunch, some big plays by them, but Let's see what Friendship can go ahead and do here. As we saw there, not a lot of range for Castle, so we'll see exactly how he's able to kick this one off.
One thing they can't have on this drive is what we've seen throughout the entire first half are unnecessary penalties. They can't shoot themselves in the foot on this one.
So Castle, a senior. And Gonzaga has really their deep speed back. Their second line is more their H-backs and full-backs and tight ends. So we'll see who actually gets this. Going to be a high kick. Going to be taken at the 20-yard line. And a chance here and brought down at the 30-yard line. Nice tackle as Dean Ingram had the ball. Looked like he had a seam, but he gets brought down by a tackler for Friendship.
A good return on a short kick. Now you still have 70-plus yards to go, or 68 yards to go in 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Let's see what we can get from this offense with quarterback Sam Brown, who has thrown the football well this game.
Brown leads him out. Needs to go 68 yards for a touchdown. Of course, we've also seen the kicker, Brian Johnson, has some legs, so a field goal would be a possibility. Handoff, Kyle Taylor into the game, and he's going to pound into that Friendship line for a gain of 3.
And you have to say this defensive front of Friendship Collegiate has done a great job stiffening more so than often versus the running game.
4 receivers one way. They go for the screen out to Randolph, and well diagnosed by Friendship coming up from his cornerback position, Thomas Riddick, to go. He'll get the first contact, and a few more Knights finished him off, and a timeout going to be called here as Gonzaga takes it.
I was going to say, if you're a Friendship Collegiate, you may want to take a timeout because you've made 2 great stops here on this drive. Now you get yourself a situation where you may get the ball back.
So it's going to set up a 3rd and 4. Need the ball to around the 42 for a first down. And I think if you're Gonzaga, don't want to give the ball back if you can help it. We'll see if they can get the yardage coming up right after this.
Doesn't it seem like the wireless world today could use a smile? At Cricket Wireless, we think so. That's why prices for our plans are all in, taxes and fees included. And we've got more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. It's what makes Cricket the happiest place in the whole wireless world.
Welcome back to Catholic University, the DCSAA AA semifinals, as it's Gonzaga with a 28-7 lead on Friendship Academy, but Friendship has the last touchdown, and they're looking for a big stop here on 3rd down.
Yeah, this is a huge 3rd down because they have an opportunity maybe to get the ball back and perhaps put points up on the board going into half, just cutting the deficit once more.
A little miscommunication by the receivers coming out of the huddle. Now the line quickly comes and sets up. Now Randolph goes in motion. They'll hand off on a draw up the middle. Hit and brought down near the sticks is running back Mark Lewis. And it's going to be awfully close, and they may measure this one. I was going to say it's a first down. That's
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked they didn't go ahead and measure that.
That was kind of close right there. That looked like he was stopped short.
Yeah, then Mike Hunter saying, why didn't you measure it? It doesn't hurt Gonzaga, and he's going to take a timeout. Now he's just going to complain about the sticks. And I think Hunter's got a point. I mean, it was close enough where a measurement would be valid. The only thing I guess we could say is that it was right on the hash mark. Exactly. So then you say, okay, it's there. But, you know.
There's no downside in double checking that play.
And the only thing you could say is that, you know, Coach Trivers may have told the referees, hey, if all possible, we want to be able to run as fast of a tempo as possible, but it's not hurting them. They're going to stop the clock anyway. Mm-hmm. They can go ahead and get a free timeout off the play if you measure it.
Yeah, because that's demoralizing for a defense to think you got the stop that you needed, but now you keep the sticks moving. If you're Gonzaga, you got new life. They try to just run downhill, try to run the clock out to get to halftime, but you may want to take a couple shots down the field. what's interesting is that we haven't seen Luke McCaleb back on offense, and the one time he scored, but it was called back due to penalty, and he's not in the game. You see him on the sideline. He's a guy that has tremendous speed and athleticism.
Randolph has taken most of the carries, had the long, fantastic touchdown run on a 4th and 1. He's in there alongside Brown. 3 wide receivers, tight end the other way. Looking wheel route, looking for Randolph. That one's incomplete, just threw it a few steps in front of him.
Yeah, well defense right there by the Knights, just squeezing him toward the sideline. Quarterback had nowhere to throw that football.
2nd and 10. .127 to go. The winner of this one gets H.D. Woodson next week in the championship game. Woodson clinching their spot with a berth in the Turkey Bowl on Thursday. Pass, this one's going to be completed. Love has it, shakes one man, shakes another. He'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line, so big gain there for Gonzaga as they move the chains.
Yeah, Jari Love doing a great job coming back to the football, number one. Then number two, making that guy miss in space and picking up extra yards, and they're moving the sticks right now.
1st and 10. They'll wind the clock. 1:15 and rolling. Brown goes out in the flat. Randolph's got some room to run. He's going to get out of bounds, so a flag comes down, and now some pushing and shoving, and now some talking. They better get this situation under control.
Yeah, and the refs never see the initiator. They always see the retaliator, and it's not what you want to see right now in high school football.
Not at all. Not at all. And the one thing about that is if that first flag is against Gonzaga, which I think it would have been, Friendship's in a good position to get a stop. And so they'll sort this out now. And they may actually have, I think the player for Friendship may have actually thrown some punches there.
Exactly. Also, both Randolph may have thrown a punch as well, so which would be a huge blow if he gets kicked out of this ball game. You got to play smart. I know it's a passionate game, just got to play smart.
So wait for the official signal. So they're going to call holding on Gonzaga, unsportsmanlike, and an ejection for Friendship. So L.D. Edwards is going to leave the field. I don't know if he was the one that actually was ejected or not. And we'll have to see if someone else leaves. That's, I think, the question they may be sorting out now, who is actually ejected. Now the referee is going to come on his microphone. We'll try to listen in.
The player is ejected.
And I think the referee, if fans are asking who was ejected, I don't think they do that in high school.
Announce the player?
What's that?
They can't announce the player?
I do not think so.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see who comes off. We did see that Edwards left. Now actually they're walking someone off. So actually it's going to be number 3. It looks like.
Yeah, Thomas Riddick, the defensive back.
So Riddick's going to leave, which this is a double whammy in a sense. So they're going to have to go a little deeper into their bench. And now I think they may have to actually get the spot right, because I think that should be, unless they've gone ahead and marked off the first penalty and then marked the second penalty back off, as opposed to offsetting, because they scrimmaged from deeper, up on the field.
Right.
So handoff to Randolph, off right tackle. He's brought down. just across the 20-yard line, so a gain of around 3 and under a minute to go here.
That's the one thing both coaches will have to preach going into halftime or at halftime. Get everyone under control.
Randolph on the pitch. He's going to be dragged down inside the 10, has a first down, and the clock will stop as they move the chains. Now another flag comes down. Friendship players are clapping. So this one might have gone on Gonzaga. Someone cleaning someone off the pile, possibly.
Looks like it.
So that's going to move things back, and that's a big mistake by Gonzaga, who really had the ball in the shadow of the goal line.
Right, and you also see them. First he checked in Luke McCaleb, then he checked him back out. So they were trying to get him back on offense.
Referee blows it dead again. Trying to sort something out. So now we could have another conference, it looks like.
They have to get this game under control because right now it's a lot of it is not under control right now with all the tempers and the penalties. Both teams have to get it together.
So this is actually going to be a first and goal here. I think that's what the referee was settling out. So it's they give them the first, and they mark off the penalty. The pass is incomplete, looking in the flat for Dean Ingram. So this makes it even tougher to score here for Gonzaga, as now they've got to go ahead and do it in 4 plays, barring a penalty.
Yeah, if you're the Knights in this situation, you just want a defensive stop. You want this clock to run out and go to halftime. But if you're Gonzaga, you keep your foot on the gas to try to keep going.
3-score lead. They will get the ball to start the second half. Brown in the shotgun. Next to him is Freeman. Quick slant. Love has it. He's hit and brought down inside the 10-yard line. A big gain, but the clock's going to continue to move unless Gonzaga takes a timeout, which I believe they have because the clock stopped. The clock momentarily stopped, even though it was goal to go. So now Gonzaga actually has 2 timeouts left. Chose not to take one. At least that's what the scoreboard has. Brown throws. This one is complete to Love, and they're going to say he's in for the touchdown. Gets knocked back into the field of play, but he ends up scoring. So Brown finds Jerry Love for the score to put one more on the board before the half for the Eagles.
And when you look at the clock management in that situation, they just had full confidence in their offense's ability to punch the football in the end zone. You know, to go up 34-7 right here. Great offensive drive despite all the nonsense that we've seen so far in this field. Gonzaga stayed the course and was able to get a touchdown before the half.
So 3rd touchdown pass of the game for Brown. To go with 2 touchdown runs for Randolph. And now Johnson looks to make another extra point. Johnson's kick is up, and Johnson's kick is good. So that'll make it 35-7 with 7 seconds to go here in the half.
Unless they get a great kickoff return here, this will be the halftime score. But both teams really have to calm down, settle down, you know, take emotion out of it, and remember your fundamentals and get back to just playing great X's and O type football.
Probably going to see a squib kick here, you would think.
I wouldn't kick it to Johnson.
No, I would not either. Don't even chance it. Though, it looks like Friendship may have put some of their top runners kind of in the midline here. Looks like Vincent Abney is going to be one of the guys at the midline here, so maybe what Mike Hunter's thinking, expecting the squib kick, get the guys up that actually could run it back if they get it. So Johnson to kick off. He's going to squib it. Going to be taken by an up man. Abney ends up falling on it around the 30-yard line. Still loose. I think you're going to say that Friendship did get on top of it. And they're going to run 4 seconds off the clock. So 3 seconds left here in the half.
Talk about disaster. Who would have been a huge issue right there.
So 1st and 10, we'll see what Friendship decides to do. And it looks like they may just go ahead and kneel this one out.
Best course of action right there. Just get in the halftime, get your adjustments going.
And Ferguson takes the knee, and that's going to take us to the half. So, an exciting first half, and not necessarily a close one. Gonzaga up 35-7 here on Friendship Collegiate Academy. This one, couple chances for Friendship to keep it a little bit closer, but good chances for Gonzaga that they converted to make this a 4-score game headed into the half.
Absolutely, and you like the fact that they've rebounded, and responded on both offense and defense, and special teams got better, and you just want to see a clean game coming in to the second half.
And we'll see if we get one in the second half. More football coming up. Stay tuned. Again, it's Gonzaga up on Friendship Collegiate 35-7. More coming up right after this.
This event is brought to you by Olive Garden. This event is brought to you by Olive Garden. Olive Garden is proud to be the official dining room of high school sports. With menu choices to please the entire family, as well as to-go and catering options, it's the perfect restaurant for your post-game dining. To find your nearest location or to order your meal online, visit olivegarden.com.
This NFHS Network event is brought to you by Cricket Wireless. Now that's something to smile about.
You know, the Greek philosopher Aristotle said, you are what you repeatedly do. But in our book, we say you are what you repeatedly do when things get hard. When you look at the naysayers and the haters, and there's a million of them, but you take it upon yourself to erase all doubt. Get that doubt out of here. So my apologies to Aristotle, but excellence doesn't become a habit by running the same path over and over. The excellent ones just step up to the line and ask, what's the record? Under Armour, get your feet straight.
Doesn't it seem like the wireless world today could use a smile? At Cricket Wireless, we think so. That's why prices for our plans are all in, taxes and fees included. And we've got more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. It's what makes Cricket the happiest place in the whole wireless world.
The most heart-stopping, game-changing, tie-turning moments in high school sports. Under Armour highlights of the week on the NFHS Network.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life. This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life. Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Welcome back to Catholic University, the DCSAA AA semifinal matchup between Gonzaga and Friendship Collegiate. And the Eagles of Gonzaga with the lead, 35-7 over the Knights. Here in this one, Jeremy Huber, Emory Hunt back with you. And Emory, an interesting first half. It seemed like just a smidge away from Friendship really making this a pretty good game. It just seemed like when the plays came down, those one or two key plays, and everything went Gonzaga's way.
Yeah, you look at the 2 fourth-down conversions in the first half. Both ended up being touchdowns. The one tight end screen to number 33, Kyle Taylor. Patrick Hesse made the play. And then you look at the 4th and 1, which was a tremendous run by Tyree Randolph, both going for touchdowns. And those were situations where, had they made the stops, this game would be a lot closer than what we see now.
Yeah, most definitely. Randolph, 2 touchdown runs in the first half, while quarterback for Gonzaga, Sam Brown, 3 touchdown passes. One, as you said, to Hess on that little throwback screen. Also one to McGuire to Lenge, a long pass on a busted coverage, and then last second pass hitting Jairi Love right at the goal line, gets in for the touchdown with 7 seconds left to kind of really blow things open, make it a 4-score game after it looked like Friendship might be able to hold them to 3 and get a little momentum going into the half.
Well, you look at head coach Mike Hunter of Friendship Collegiate Academy, former high school teammate of my former college teammate, Willie Robertson, who's now the head coach of the Lübeck Cougars in Germany.
Of course, you see the keys to the game from earlier on. Friendship was looking to control time, possession, and limit big plays. Not so much. Gonzaga work touchdown to check down and then controlled aggression. I think Gonzaga doing a little bit better job of getting their keys than Friendship.
Exactly, and you want to see more big plays deep down the field, but they haven't had to go deep down the field in the passing game because their running game and their short passing game, these receivers are doing a great job after the catch, was working for them.
So both teams finishing their warm-ups as they get ready to start the second half. Gonzaga playing this one. Not a few key players. Receiver Max Fisher out of this one. Fisher, one of their leading receiver. He's not playing today due to injury. Also, Dante Lepresti, one of their key players. He's not in the lineup as well. So a few guys out of this one for Gonzaga, but it has not seemed to hurt them today with this 35-7 lead. As again, we talked about, this is a rematch of last year's semifinal matchup on this side of the bracket, which was won by Gonzaga 20-19. And you wonder if this time out, if Gonzaga kind of knew what was coming and made sure their effort level was where it needed to be.
Well, that's the one thing you always want to look at when you're looking at football teams in rematch situations, what adjustments you've made. And coming back from last year's close victory, they knew what they had to change coming in. Now with Friendship Collegiate, different football team, different dynamics, they expect to be here, and you want them to try to see what they can change, not only just from last year, but also in the second half.
So Gonzaga will receive the second half kickoff after deferring on the opening choice. So they get a chance to pad this lead. As we saw Friendship kick it off once, kind of a short kick. So we'll see exactly how they kind of attack this, whether they try and go deep, high kick, if they squib it, what the thing is. But again, I think if you're Friendship, obviously a stop here at the beginning of the half is going to be critical to getting back into this game.
And it starts with special teams because you see who's going back deep. Luke McCaleb, when you've seen his acceleration, his athleticism on display in the first half, I wouldn't kick it too deep for him to return. But they have to get a big stop on special teams, and usually your first down of defense and how well you're able to get a guy off the field or stop them could determine the rest of the tie for that series.
So as Emory told you, Luke McCaleb back deep along with Tyree Randolph, also Dean Ingram back. Kicking off Tyler Castle for the Knights of Friendship Collegiate Academy. Coming to this one with a 6-5 record on the season. Gonzaga 9-2, though they're looking to break a 2-game losing streak. Lost to St. John's in their season finale, and then their opener of the playoffs in the WCAC fell to good counsel. Ingram Going to take it back up the middle. He'll be hit. Spins off one tackler. Can't spin off the second. He'll be brought down around the 23-yard line. So Gonzaga scrimmages from there.
Look at Gonzaga coming out in the second half. First drive, you want to just continue to do what you're doing in the first half, which is just lining up double tight end sets sometimes, maybe just your traditional I formation, 2 wide receivers in the tight end, and just running downhill. I think they have the offensive line that can slowly start to take control of this ball game.
See what approach Randy Trivers takes. Trivers in his second year at Gonzaga. Took over for Coach Aaron Brady, left to head to Pennsylvania. Trivers coming back to this area where he had been successful before. This one intended for a receiver. It's incomplete. Was looking for Ingram, way overthrown on the play by Brown.
Oh, you like the Esiason, Boomer Esiason like fake right there. Hit the football right on his hip and taking a shot deep in the second half, trying to, jumpstart that offense once again to try to pick up where he left off. Too deep down the field for the receiver. Great defensive play to start this series if you're Friendship Collegiate.
You mentioned Esiason, of course, wore number 7 as well. Played just down the road at the University of Maryland. Handoff, Randolph up the middle. He's going to be hit, but drags tacklers near the sticks. He's going to be about a yard short. But again, Tyree Randolph just so tough to bring down, so low to the ground, just tough to get underneath of him and get him on the dirt.
And he runs very tough inside for a guy at his stature. You just expect those guys to try to turn everything into sweeps. It didn't happen. Good job by him.
Randolph gets to the outside, taken down, but still ends up with about 10 on the play.
He's in that running back groove right now, just picking up yards and chunks. And if you're a college recruiter watching him run, to your point in the first half, he definitely has college-level potential. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him.
Probably may come down to what can he show off hands-wise. May have to kind of be a running back, wide receiver hybrid. Here comes McCaleb on the pitch. Lunging forward for 4 on the play out to the 47-yard line.
And this offensive line right now is just winning up front. They've run downhill. Now they're going east and west with the toss with McCaleb. So, like I talked about earlier, their offensive line has the potential to wear down this defensive front.
Robbie Mangus, the big fullback in front of McCaleb, who takes the handoff up the middle. Runs into a pile of Friendship defenders. He'll be brought down after a gain of 3 to the 50-yard line. Bring up a 3rd and 3, Need to get it to the 47 of Collegiate for a first.
And here's where, if you're the Knights, you want to step up and get a stop and get the ball back to your offense. You had some momentum going into the second half offensively. Now would be the best time for them to make that stop and get the ball back in the hands of their high-flying offensive attack.
Friendship jumping again. It's going to give Gonzaga a first down. Vaughn Taylor could be called for it. He's going to come off. And credit Mike Hunter. Say, hey, we got to get disciplined, guys. You jump, you're coming out. 1st and 10. Brown. Looking deep. This one is going to be incomplete and almost intercepted. He was looking for the tight end, Hess. Devin Smith had a chance to pick it off, couldn't bring it in.
And that was a great job by Smith closing in on that route. Hess had the option to make a play on that football. Great read, great throw, great time in the pocket, but you look at the great play defensively to nullify that.
So after dodging a bullet there, Gonzaga looking at a 2nd and 10. We go with that little interesting shotgun formation with a kind of an eye next to it. Randolph hit and brought down at the 40-yard line. Give him a gain of around 5 on the play.
Yeah, they're doing a great job just getting downhill with the running game. Not getting too cute, too fancy, and just executing. They're out executing right now, Friendship Collegiate.
Yeah, I don't think in all the iterations of offense, I don't know if I've ever seen that with the kind of that sidecar off the shotgun, but then having a fullback directly in front of the running back there.
Almost looks like a power pistol set, if you want to call it that.
So now Randolph going to go out into the flat as a receiver, and now Gonzaga is going to take a timeout. Randy Trivers didn't like the way his guys were lining up. So they'll go ahead and take a break. Gonzaga Up on Friendship, 35-17. Just under 9.5 minutes to go in this one. Let's go ahead and take a break. Again here on the DCSAA semifinal games in Class AA.
You know, the Greek philosopher Aristotle said, you are what you repeatedly do. But in our book, we say you are what you repeatedly do when things get hard. When you look at the naysayers and the haters, and there's a million of them, but you take it upon yourself to erase all doubt. Get that doubt out of here. So my apologies to Aristotle, but excellence doesn't become a habit by running the same path over and over. The excellent ones just step up to the line and ask, what's the record? Under Armour, get your feet straight.
Welcome back to Catholic University. It's Gonzaga. The big lead here on Friendship Collegiate Academy, though Friendship with a chance to get a stop here. Eagles facing a 3rd and 5. Need to get it down to the 35-yard line for a first. Brown play action out the flat, looking for a man. He has him. It's complete, and that's good enough for a first down as he hits the big fullback, Robbie Mangus. The sophomore gets the first.
And great catch by Mangus. Saw fans just catching the football, turning upfield, and picking up the first down.
So that'll move the sticks. Gonzaga not slowing down the pace. A couple late substitutions for Friendship. Now Randolph trying to get to the outside. He'll cut it back against the grain. Takes a big hit as he lunged forward near the 25-yard line, but still a nice gain there on the play.
Nice outside zone right there with the fullback leading the way. Good job by Randolph just cutting back inside and picking up 6 yards.
2nd and 4 now for Gonzaga. We'll send a tight end left eye formation behind Brown. Fakes it. He's got some pressure on him. Brown eludes one man, keeps the play alive. Going to throw this one up and incomplete as he was looking for Dean Ingram down near the 10-yard line. Couldn't connect, but you talked about the athleticism of Brown. Showed it off right there.
Yeah, just made that guy missing space in the open field, getting out of the sack and getting out of trouble and throwing the ball away. Good job by him.
Big chance for Friendship there. Interesting, down on the sidelines, looks like Johnny Jordan, the left tackle for the Eagles, has come out for the second half in street clothes. So I don't know if that was an injury. They did not say. I believe he may have picked up that 15-yard penalty that moved Gonzaga back after they'd gotten the ball inside the 10 on their final drive, but there's no mention of an ejection, so I assume this is an injury situation or maybe a rest as Randolph's going to get it, bounces the outside. It'll be hit, though, and brought down. Nice play by Friendship to stop him for a 1-yard gain short of the sticks.
And a great situation right there for these guys to get off the field. Yes, you gave up a little time on the clock, but you got the defensive stop. They didn't put any additional points up on the board, so you have to look at this as a win for your defense.
Johnny Jordan, the big left tackle, already has offers from Kentucky and North Carolina. I believe, if I remember correctly, he had one of his ankles taped pretty heavily, so maybe with the lead where it is, Randy Trivers just going to go ahead and play it safe with his big tackle, waiting for next week against H.D. Woodson. Johnson on to kick the field goal, spotted at the 32-yard line, makes it a 42. Snap, kick is up. Big leg by Johnson. Is it through the uprights? It is, so Gonzaga adds to the lead on the big kick from Brian Johnson.
And it's so tough to find kickers at the collegiate level, let alone the high school level. And you got a guy that can kick field goals, this is worth his weight in gold.
And Johnson, the senior, knocks that one through to make it a 38-7 game, as Gonzaga doesn't get a touchdown, but they do get points on that drive.
Right, which is important because, again, it just increases that lead they have right now over the Knights. It just makes their job that much tougher to try to come back.
So Johnson, again, really handles all the kicking duties here for Gonzaga. He'll kick off. That combo back deep of Oliver and Johnson. Really haven't been able to do much on the kickoff returns.
Yeah, outside of that first one, where we saw Johnson's speed, they've done a great job in just making sure they don't get out of their lanes and keeping him bottled up.
So plenty of time to go in this game. 7:35 mark of the third quarter. But Friendship has to get something going here. High kick. This one may make the end zone, and it will. So that'll be a touchback. And again, controlling the kickoff return game by Friendship, either by making good tackles or just kicking it in the end zone.
Yeah, the Christopher right now doing a great job kicking the football. And we've seen this before when we were on a broadcast together at Towson, Brian Johnson, the kicker, where a kicker can definitely make a difference, a high school kicker. And these guys right now, if you can do so, if you're listening out there, you're watching this game, you can kick. You know, hone your skill, continue to get better at it because there's a ton of opportunities out there for you.
Friendship looking at a 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line after the touchback. The quarterback change seems to be official now as Chris Ferguson again comes out. He led Friendship to their only touchdown of the game. Part of the drive, though, done by Quan Vines, but Ferguson getting the last 2 plays with his legs, a couple of big runs. Now a quick pass out in the flat, complete to Corey Brooks. He'll take it for 12 and a 1st down.
And good opening play right there for the Knights. And if you are the Knights, you want to go ahead on and just continue to move this football up tempo and try to pick up the pace, try to shrink this score, but also maximize the time you have left.
See out there, Ferguson wearing a big play calling sheet on his left wrist. So he's got what he needs in front of him. Now he's going to take off. They flush him out of the pocket. That's bad news. He's got 15, pushed out of bounds at the 50-yard line. So it's all said and done. A 17-yard gain for quarterback Chris Ferguson.
Yeah, Ferguson has come in and run 2 times. And his legs has been the difference in this ball game because he helped get that score and what they have right now. But when you look at this offense, they're picking up chunk plays right now, which is a great thing. This is how you maximize the time by also shrinking the deficit.
Now read option. Ferguson, now he's going to be wrapped up and brought down. Ball comes loose. They're going to say he's down on the play as Mulatto with a big hit on Ferguson slammed him to the ground. Ball came loose, but they mark him dead.
And that's exactly what you want. Stay home, stay disciplined. A guy that's mobile will 9 times out of 10 find his way back towards you, and you make the tackle.
So a 2nd and 12 here. Now the read option play did not work. Now they go 5 wide receivers. Ferguson stays your quarterback. One of them, Abney, they're going to throw the quick screen out to him. He's going to be hit and brought down near the original line of scrimmage. So a minimal gain. Again, those quick passes out like that, Gonzaga seems to know what's going on every time.
And Mark Lewis, the defensive back, did a great job flying up right there in the alley and making a stop in space.
So actually they give him a gain of 1 out to the 48-yard line. So still 11 yards to go for a first as Friendship, their first possession of the second half, trailing 38-7. Then 3 wides to the left as Johnson looks over the formation with Abney next to him. Ferguson eludes one man. Now he's on the run, looking to throw. He's going to be hit and brought down. Gonzaga defense catching up to him, coming from the outside on that play. Joma Bokai as he brings him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're doing a great job right now chasing these plays down. You see a lot of athleticism defensively within their front 7 for Gonzaga.
Just going to say that he got out of bounds, so they stopped the clock. So now Friendship going to go for this. So this in essence may be the game.
And they've done a great job in their coverage. You see a nice little shell coverage on the back end. They've really kept this offense under wraps right now in the second half.
Ferguson back to pass. Gonzaga brings pressure. Throw out. This one will be incomplete. Looking for the jump ball for Brooks. Couldn't complete it. Now a flag goes down, and maybe it will go on Gonzaga, roughing the passer. So a huge break for the Knights there as the drive stays alive via Gonzaga penalty.
By any means necessary, do you extend the drive and stay on the field if you're Friendship Collegiate? And you got bailed out right now by the refs, but what can you do as an offense to help capitalize on this new opportunity?
That'll take the ball from the 48-yard line and move it all the way down to the 37 of Gonzaga.
After the
So the penalty helps. You see in the background of your screen maybe there, the Eastern High School Marching Band, really good band, saw them earlier in the year. They'll play, I believe, at halftime today. Ferguson, again in the open field. He'll have first down yardage, hits the ground. Are they going to say he's down or do they say he fumbles? They point to the ground, so an 11-yard gain for Ferguson.
His mobility is a problem right now for Gonzaga. He's doing a great job allowing guys just to clear space out, get down the field, and now it's just a one-on-one game. At some point, Gonzaga is going to have to account for him and put one guy in the box to be a spy, but that then opens up things on the outside for their receivers.
Yeah, they really are a three-man front for this Gonzaga team, so makes sometimes even tougher. I'll hand off to Abney. Actually, he'll take it. Ferguson keeps it on the read option. Fooled me as he gets 9 yards, very close to the sticks.
Yeah, picking up plays in chunks. And Brett Favre says the way you come back in the football game is just keep getting first downs, and that's exactly what Friendship Collegiate is doing right now.
So it sets up a 2nd and 1 for Chris Ferguson. Putting a spark in this Friendship Collegiate offense today. Already has 1 touchdown run. Would love to add a second to inch this game closer. Ferguson, screen out in the flat or flipped out to the flat, and lunging forward goes Corey Brooks, and he's going to have first down yardage. Minimal gain, only about 2, but it's enough.
Enough to move the 6, and if you're him, you want to make sure not to extend that football out unless you're in near the goal line, but right there you don't want to do that and try to create and almost force a fumble.
So 1st and 10 now. After the completion to Brooks, just under the 4-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. Friendship looking to cut this lead down, trailing by 31. After holding Gonzaga to a field goal as they opened their second half. Abney running through, going to be hit by about 3 Eagles, but he stays on his feet, going to be close to the sticks again.
Yeah, at first he had a hold of his hair, trying to bring him down, but great job by him staying patient and just hiding behind that big offensive lineman to get down close to the goal line.
And talked about it earlier, Abney just 5'9", but he's 175, a junior. Runs tough. Again, Abney takes it up the middle. Abney should be in for the score. He is. Touchdown, Friendship Collegiate. They've got some momentum back.
And that's exactly what you want to do offensively. Come out and get a touchdown now. Can your defense get a stop, early on in the down and distance or early on in the series to get the ball back to this offense that has found life with the new quarterback and his mobility?
So Abney's touchdown run cut into this lead. And I think now it's a 25-point game. So it appears that Friendship's going to go for 2 here, which I don't think by the play card is the right call, but they've got some momentum going.
Why not keep it moving?
Ferguson's going to keep. Now he fakes the pass. He's going to go in for a touchdown. What a play by Chris Ferguson. He faked the quick screen, made the man miss, then got in for 2.
That's a heck of a job right there by the quarterback. That's where mobility becomes an advantage for you. So we have 2 outstanding mobile quarterbacks now in the game, in Sam Brown for Gonzaga and Ferguson right here for Friendship Collegiate.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, Emory. Brown has functional mobility, I guess, as you say, as a quarterback. He can make some plays on the run. Chris Ferguson is fast.
He's fast, and he really puts you in the bind. He really puts your athleticism to the test when you're one-on-one in space, and that's really helped out this offense. Now you wonder, with his mobility, can that essentially get guys open deep down the field? Can he start to connect on some of these passes that these guys have with these one-on-one opportunities?
Mike Hunter was going to have to go for 2 at some point, so he goes for it there and converts it. So 3:15 left to go in the 3rd, so still a lot of time left, over 15 minutes of actual game time, but you kind of wonder, do you see an onside kick at some point? We see here Gonzaga, they've got 10 of their 11 men within 10 yards, and only one back deep is Randolph. So we'll see what Mike Hunter goes with here.
Sea of purple right here from the 40 to 50-yard line.
I don't know if there's a tell that Gonzaga is picking up on. or they're just assuming this is going to be an onside kick. I don't think necessarily you have to do it, so I'm kind of surprised they're going this with their hands team.
You'd rather be safe than sorry, I guess. And one good guy they have back deep, or the ball fell off the tee, but one good guy they have back there is Randolph. So if you're a Friendship Collegiate, you definitely don't want him getting the football with a lot of room to run and set things up. So,
and here's the even interesting thing. Randolph is pitched to one side of the field. So they kick it away from him, they might be able to recover this thing.
That's a good point right there.
Try for a high sky kick. It's going to go out of bounds. So whatever they were trying did not work, and Gonzaga's going to get the ball in really good field position.
And to your point, it must be something that they picked up on film, because Randolph instantly set up on the far side like you mentioned. They didn't even worry about someone on the back end. So it's a good bit of film study right there by the Eagles.
So Gonzaga asked if they want the ball or want to re-kick, and I would think they'll go ahead and take the ball in good position. Sam Brown already 3 touchdowns in this contest. So as you may have heard the referee say there, that Eagles will go ahead and take the ball on the 40-yard line. Gonzaga wearing purple, Friendship, all gray uniforms with yellow helmets. Brown throws it out there now on the quick screen to Ingram, who is stacked up by a host of Friendship players for a loss of about 2 on the play.
And trying to strip the ball out, but good job defensively on first down, getting a loss. Now, again, it's about continuing to build momentum if you're Friendship Collegiate. Just try to stack good plays in a row together and try to help you get back in the game.
2nd and 12, need to get it to the 50-yard line. 3 wide receivers go to the right of Brown, the junior quarterback, 6'3", 180. Over 1,200 yards and 10 TDs on the season. So not the number 1 option, but not a bad one for Gonzaga. Randolph up the middle, gets tripped up. Shoestring tackle's going to bring him down, but not till a gain of 7.
Yeah, Randolph almost broke that tackle and was off to the races. Good job just hiding behind his blockers and then finding that one crease and exploding through it.
So it makes it much more manageable for the Eagles. They look at a 3rd and 3 here. Can actually throw it out in the flat and completed. First down yardage as Ingram makes the catch, stays on his feet, then eventually cleaned up by 2 Knights who get him on the ground, but not until he gets that first down yardage.
Dean Ingram, a freshman, making plays right there for your offense, breaking tackles. That's how you earn more playing time if you're a freshman.
Oh, Ingram getting a lot of PT after the injury to Max Fisher. We've seen Fisher on the sidelines today wearing a hoodie. Actually been walking around with the ball. He's handling the balls today. Actually had him under his stomach, kind of doing a little early Santa Claus. Now quick jet sweep here. Delane's getting to the outside. He'll be run out of bounds and actually picked up and grabbed by a Friendship assistant coach, which pretty good sportsmanship there. You know, sometimes you see it too much where you'll see a guy give a shove to a guy coming out of bounds. The coach just kind of grabbed him a big bear hug, made sure he was going to be safe.
Right. Or you give the old lay where you just move to the side, let him keep running. But good job over there showing that sportsmanship.
2nd and 8 for Gonzaga. Handoff. Randolph up the middle, shakes a man, will be hit and brought down. He'll get it to the 35-yard line. So first down yardage coming up to make the tackle, Vaughn Taylor.
And Randolph, once again, is in a groove. He has to be well over 100 yards, 150 yards for this game because, again, this is the guy that's done a great job making people miss in space.
Fake to Randolph. Brown some pressure, throws it up, looking for Love, just gets it out of bounds, and Love tried to track it down. I think that was the plan all along. Brown just getting it out of harm's way.
I have to say, defensively, the Knights are doing a great job on these play-action passes. They're not getting fooled by the play-action. They're following their receivers, and they're playing great coverage right now, and Brown is having a tough time finding the guy to get open.
2nd and 10 now, a little more traditional here, I formation. Randolph dotting the I. He'll get it. Again, movement in the backfield. This time he's taken down, though. Nice play by Jalen Kenner to wrap him up after a gain of 3.
Yeah, you look at that double tight end set, twins to the far, to the near side of the field. Just an inside run, just an inside zone play, and great job by Friendship Collegiate getting him down for 3.
Joey Freeman, the fullback in the game now. Patrick Hess, one of the tight ends. Remember, Gonzaga playing in the second half without standout left tackle Johnny Jordan, the 6'2", 280-pound junior. With offers from quality programs like Kentucky and North Carolina, he is out in this second half in street clothes. Brown throws it out, finds his fullback at the 30-yard line, but Freeman brought down short of the sticks. So this will be an even longer field goal if Randy Trivers decided to try it.
Good job right there on third down, getting the stop. They're going to let this run, looks like, to the end of the third.
And that will be the end of the third quarter. So Gonzaga goes facing a big decision when we come back. 35-15, Gonzaga leads Friendship Collegiate. More after this.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Welcome back to the Catholic University of America here in Washington, D.C. The DCSAA AA semifinals see Gonzaga with a 38-15 lead on Friendship Collegiate Academy. But Emory, a huge play here, a fourth down, where Gonzaga got to make a decision. If they get it, they'll take some more time off. If they don't, Friendship will get the ball back and maybe have a chance to actually make this a game.
And when you look at their quarterback and how well they've played, Ferguson with Friendship Collegiate, getting a stop here would be huge because his offense seems to have found new life with him back there at the pivot spot.
Yeah, Chris Ferguson getting some good things done with his legs. He's been virtually unstoppable, especially, and not even the design runs. It's been more of the kind of the improvisation. He's been able to go ahead, drop back, and then find a seam and hit it.
And it just makes it tough to play defense because, again, the mobile quarterback makes it an 11-on-11 game. And what we're going to see, it looks as if they're setting up that same throwback screen to the tight end right here. Same formation.
Hess, the tight end, scored from about this far out last time. 3 receivers, DeLenge, Love, and Ingram. Randolph's your back. Pressure, setting up the screen. Randolph's got a lot of room to run here. He's got the first down. He's got more. He's got a touchdown. His third of the day. Tyree Randolph in for the score. And another big fourth down play that Gonzaga converts.
Yeah, perfect play call right there because, like myself, I thought they were going to the throwback screen to the tight end. This time they ran the tight end out in the route. Everyone pulled with him, setting up the screen to Randolph, who just took it in unabated to the end zone.
So Tyree Randolph, 2 touchdown runs, that a touchdown reception. So the 4th touchdown pass of the day for quarterback Sam Brown, the 3rd total touchdown for Tyree Randolph. And this one again, blown open on a big 4th down play. That's been the bane of the existence of the Knights today and really the salvation of Gonzaga.
Rarely do you see a team score touchdowns on every 4th down try. And they've come at crucial parts of the game where just when you start to think the Knights could get right back in it, and then all of a sudden, boom, 4th down, conversion, touchdown, another point gets put up on the board, and they extend the lead.
And now a player down. This one an interesting situation. 2 players may have collided. One of them almost went into kicker Brian Johnson. He was okay, but now one of the players for Friendship, he seems hurt. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Again, our score, 45-15, Gonzaga up on Friendship Collegiate. We'll have more after this.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Welcome back to Catholic University. One of the players down did get up and walk off in his own power. The second one being helped off right now. Pick up a number as soon as we can. Could be Brandon Brown, defensive tackle.
Good to see these guys get off the field.
I think that is Brown. Actually, no, it's going to be number 25, it looks like. Should be Jamal Farouk. So Farouk, the 6'3", 205-pound junior defensive end, going to get up. And it was funny. One of them ran into Johnson, the kicker, and it looked like his helmet came off, and you thought, did he somehow kick him in the head or did he fall go into his leg? Because usually it's the kicker who has that problem in that situation, but instead it was one of the players for Friendship Collegiate. So Johnson will cede kickoff duties here. Coming on, Joey Massaro, sophomore kicker, will go ahead and handle this one with the 30-point lead for Gonzaga here in the fourth quarter. Massaro, line drive kick. Going to be taken by Johnson at his own 5. Trying to hit a seam. Hit a few times and brought down around the 30-yard line. So not bad starting position for the Knights as they look to get back into this game.
And with Johnson, I like how he returns kicks, because a lot of times you see guys want to stop and try to make one miss. He finds a lane, he attacks it fast, and if he comes out on the other side, he's going to score.
So let's see what Friendship can mount here. Again, a couple times they've gotten touchdowns, had some momentum, and then given up a score on a tough play. We saw Gonzaga with that late drive at the end of the half. It was Love with the touchdown catch from Brown. Then this time the screen pass snuffs out some Friendship momentum. So 1st and 10. Ferguson going to go deep now, show off his arm strength, looking for Johnson. He's got him, and he's going to score. Nakeem Johnson, he's in this time, and Friendship, 1 play, 1 score.
I mean, you can't draw it up any better. Great throw once again by Ferguson. He hit Johnson in stride, and we know Johnson is a fast guy. He didn't have to break that stride and walk right into the end zone. Outstanding play coming off, an injury and also coming off the big screen play for a touchdown by Gonzaga. Excellent answer for Friendship Collegiate.
Nakeem Johnson with the big play off the arm of Ferguson. A 70-yard touchdown pass, and just like that, this one tightened up a little bit.
They were down 30 before that play. Now they have an opportunity to be down 24 or 23 if they get this conversion. They're going for 2.
Little confusion. Going to move some guys around. Now Ferguson now moves a man again, and now they'll throw a flag. Interesting signal from the umpire. You're going to say substitution infraction?
Hate to see the pre-snap penalties happen, in this situation.
So a 5-yard penalty. That's going to move it back. So now we'll see if that changes the equation here for Mike Hunter. Remember, if they don't score here, it's going to leave it at a 4-possession. Actually, no, it is currently a 4-possession game. You would need a 3-possession game. You need 2-point conversions throughout. So see where they go. Ferguson flushed, looking for a player. No one there, and he might be past the line of scrimmage. Throws it up, and does Johnson come up with it? He does. So a 2-point conversion, and the line judge was right there, said he didn't go over the line of scrimmage, came awfully close, but threw it at the last second. Nakeem Johnson came down with it, and that will cut the lead down even more.
I like what I'm seeing from Chris Ferguson. He's a sophomore, so the future is bright for Friendship Collegiate with this guy at quarterback. I mean, you almost wonder where was he the entire game, but you like that he has come in short notice, made plays with his legs, making plays with his arm, being smart with the football, and has now put up 23 points offensively. I mean, he's done a great job in this ball game.
So now a 21-point game, so not out of reach here for Friendship. The one issue is now they've got these 2-point conversions. We did see their kicker, Tyler Castle, put one through. Not a lot of leg on it, so you don't know if they'd still continue to go for 2. But obviously they need to score some more touchdowns. But we'll see here. Again, Gonzaga's going to line up basically in a hands team formation here. Now, this time around, Randolph's going to actually line up in the middle of the field. He may shift once the kicker goes back.
And ideally, in this situation, you want to flatline this kick, squib it down the middle, and force these guys to try to run up and scramble up to try to pick up this ball.
Castle having trouble putting the ball in the tee. Remember, Friendship looking to even their record against WCAC opponents since 2009 to 3-3. Their last win came in 2012 versus St. John's.
No one wants to hold it.
Well, I think he's looking for another tee, it looks like. Here it comes. So maybe he grabbed the wrong tee, because that one definitely looks deeper than the other one. See, okay, so it was a piece. It's actually a 2-part tee.
First I've ever seen of that.
Me too. So a 2-part kicking tee. It looks like he only grabbed the top part of the tee, so it wasn't deep enough to actually hold the ball. This one is. So now Tyler Castle will go ahead and kick this one off. Left-footed kicker approach. Another high kick. Randolph's going to have to let it bounce. He's going to catch it, though, pretty easily. Stays on his feet in a big pile here, and they'll blow it dead as Randolph got it near the 25-yard line.
Good kick right there, too. You force him to run up and make a play on it, and now you just need your defense to get a quick stop and get the ball back to that offense.
Yeah, Randolph kind of take it on the bounce, maybe like a guy going in for a dunk or a shortstop. Got a good, true bounce. It's one of those plays that you wonder if this was on a grass field, if you kind of play it like that, because you're not sure if you're going to get that bounce. And I know most of the teams in the WCAC now play their games on turf. Their home games. I know Gonzaga does, DeMatha does. I believe St. John's does as well. So pitch out here. Getting to the outside. Good gain there is back at running back Andrew Irvings takes it all the way out to the 48-yard line.
It's a nice run right there by the sophomore, getting his first carry of the game, spelling Randolph, coming in, getting a big play, and gets them down closer to midfield.
24-yard gain on the play, and actually Gonzaga going almost exclusively with their backups, which is an interesting dichotomy because some of those guys, not the biggest guys on that offensive line, but Friendship still with some big studs in the front. 1st and 10. Handoff. Irvings hit and brought down as he's going to gain about a yard on the play.
Now, you're right about that offensive line. A little bit lighter up front with this group here, but you love the fact that they're out there competing and getting movement up front.
Interesting to see Randy Trivers go to this early with 11 minutes left on the clock. You don't usually expect to see, maybe this going into the second team, maybe 7 minutes, maybe 6 minutes or so with the lead that you have. But obviously he's got confidence and wants to give these guys a chance and An actual game situation, so he's going with it. Hand off again to Irvings. He's stacked up after another 1-yard gain. And at quarterback, it's Trevor Lewis. So he's doing the handoff duty. So now a 3rd and 8 for Gonzaga.
I guess they feel like their biggest challenger right now is the clock, and they're working it down as of what? We're at 10-13 and counting.
Trevor Lewis, the sophomore quarterback. Moves back to throw. Quick out to the flat. Lunging forward and close to the sticks is Jake Bergman. He's going to be about a yard short. So that'll bring up a 4th and 1 here. And you'd think, considering the way they've done all game long on 4th downs, Gonzaga's going to go for this.
Yeah, this is the most dangerous down in this ball game for if you're Friendship Collegiate.
Got him right where you want him. So now Miles Brown comes into the game, the big tight end. He might be as big as most of the linemen out there right now. Receivers each way. Lewis looks it over. Randy Trivers may actually just see if he could get them to jump and then either take a timeout or run it down. Actually going to take a timeout, and now a flag comes down. So I think the line judge and the back judge are going to conference. And the line judge is going to say Trivers got the timeout first, which he will.
I like that he has them throwing the football. You don't want to put your backups in and just continue to run the football like that. Allowing them to get those game reps and throw a pass in the game is a good thing.
So Gonzaga takes the timeout with 9:04 left to go in regulation. And with that, they'll discuss this 4th down play, as they need one here to go ahead and keep the chains moving, keep the clock moving more importantly.
Exactly, and that's the biggest competitor you're facing right now for Gonzaga. Just want to run this clock out, get on a bus, and get prepped for next week.
So again, some long discussions in the huddle here. It's interesting. It looks like kind of checking out who's got their helmets on and who doesn't have the helmets on. It appears that maybe more the defensive players are still going to be going back in, where the offensive guys are pretty much done for the day. Now, after thinking about it, Randy Trivers is going to go ahead and send his punt team out there with Brian Johnson to do the honors.
Friendship's not trusting it. They're putting no one back deep.
So Johnson could really, really hamper Friendship's hopes here if he can pin one deep, keep it out of the end zone. Rushes on. Johnson can get it away, and he was just trying to get it away. And it's going to bounce and will end up in the end zone. McCaleb couldn't get there in time, so doesn't really hurt Friendship for making sure it wasn't a fake, as they'll get the ball on the 20-yard line.
And most importantly, they took 3 minutes off the clock on that drive, which is all you want to do. Just makes it even tougher for the Knights to try to come back in this ball game.
So Friendship will come out, and checking this lineup out there now for Gonzaga. Seems like a bit of a mix of first and second teamers. You got some key guys out there. Of course, the standout linebacker Kyle Taylor's out there right now. Bridgman's out there as well. Also Milato's out there. So a lot of the starters still out there for Gonzaga. And of course, with good reason, as Chris Ferguson's really been burning them lately. High snap, fakes it. Now he's going to look to throw it off that motion. They're going to say it is an incomplete pass, a low pass there. Kind of one of those Oregon-type plays where you fake the option run, then throw it to the man out there for a quick pass.
Yeah, you like those package plays where you have your zone read built into your quarterback boot, built into your quick screen, all in one, 3 plays in one, and it's up to the quarterback to read which option gives them the best outcome.
Second and 10 now for Friendship. Again, wearing all gray today with the yellow helmets. Gonzaga, their traditional purple colors. 8:50 to go in this contest. Ferguson is going to take off. He's got a lot of room to run. Going to slide down as he saw a couple linebackers coming at him. It's going to be just short of the sticks, but a good decision by Ferguson not to take the extra hit.
Yeah, wise choice right there by Ferguson, who has a little bit of Raheem Cato to his game, built the same way. You like to see him continue to grow in his role as the QB.
3rd and 1, and actually Friendship wasn't even set. You're going to let that play go off, and Ferguson brought down from behind, grabbing the jersey by Matt Mulligan, but it's going to be first down yardage on the gain of 5.
Yeah, and Gonzaga has no problem with them slowly moving the football down the field because, again, it's chewing up that clock, which is the biggest enemy right now.
Ferguson looking deep, nothing there. He's going to run. He's going to be chased down from behind and sacked. Big play there for Gonzaga. Joseph Weddy comes from behind and makes the play.
And Weddy's a freshman that's getting out there, getting playing time, who fought through that block. He was blocked pretty well on that play, didn't give up on it, chased the QB down and made the sack.
First time I think we've seen a guy chase down Ferguson from behind today, and turns out it's a freshman DN.
Getting some playing time. You got to love that for the freshman.
2nd and 10, that brings up. Need to get to the 45 for a first. Abney's going to take the handoff, picks his way through. He'll have about 3 on the play.
Good job by Weddy again, making the play on the zone right there, the zone read. He's playing hard. Shoulder pad popped out of his jersey, but he's made 2 plays in a row. That's a good job by the young man.
Malik Bridgman getting up a little bit slow, and as you say, Weddy comes to the sidelines and gets a few helmet slaps. The big defensive tackle, Nasheed Bridgman, give him a big slap on the shoulder pad saying, good job, youngster.
Got to like that for him moving forward.
3rd and 7 here. Ferguson fakes the run. Now he's going to pull it. Now he's going to look to throw. Throws it deep. It's going to be incomplete. Was looking for the wide receiver on the underthrow, and Jalen Etheridge just couldn't grab it.
And that would have been a big play right there, one that they needed for Friendship Collegiate. Need these big plays in chunks. You don't want to continue to move the football slowly down the field when you're battling the clock and also a very good defense.
So 4th and 7 here, and with really the game on the line at this point with just under 7 minutes to go, Friendship's going to go for it. Young front out there right now. Into the game, Jabari Bennett, a sophomore defensive tackle, playing at the nose. Ferguson has Abney next to him. Pressure coming from Gonzaga. Ferguson pulls it, looks to throw, spins around, realizing he can actually get the first down with his feet, and they're going to mark him short. They're going to mark him short of the stick, say he stepped out of bounds.
Wow, tremendous effort, though, by Ferguson. Took out a coach on the sideline as well. Oh, that's a tough call right there if you're a Friendship Collegiate, because you did everything you needed to do to move the sticks, but you got to know where you are on the field. You stepped out of bounds. Love the effort, but you got to make sure it pays off for your offense.
Now, the funny thing about this is that we have our fans in front of us. They're all screaming first down. The referee that was right in front of the play, I believe a female official, she marked it quickly. She said it was right there. He stepped out of bounds.
Exactly, and that's exactly what he did, because he did the spin, and which really froze the backside defender and was trying to beat that guy to the corner, realized he wasn't going to do so, and try to leap. And maybe that plant foot is what stepped out of bounds.
So probably Friendship's last chance right there. I needed to convert that into a touchdown to get things going, but instead, Gonzaga is going to get the ball back with a chance to run some more clock. And at this point, your Friendship, you probably got to force a turnover to get back into this thing.
You got to force a turnover and score, on that turnover.
1st and 10, pitch out. Good running room there for Andrew Irving, says he's going to rack up about 7.
Yeah, good job right there by Irving's running the football, taking that tall sweep, getting outside.
2nd and 3 it'll bring up. And again, Gonzaga going to take their time, just looking to run some clock here. Irving's has his shoulder pad outside of his jersey. Good run by Irving's. Cut it back and get a big gain there down near the 20-yard line. Give him about 15 on the play and a first.
I like how he made that guy miss in the hole who had him dead to rights. Made him miss and was able to pick up 20-plus yards on that play.
So that'll roll the clock under 6 minutes with Gonzaga holding a 22-point lead. Like we said, really the backup's in there. Lewis under center. Checking the play call there by the fullback Freeman with Irving. Irving is going to take it on the fullback up the middle play. He'll be stopped after a gain of around 6.
It's a good job right there by the fullback. Throwing him a bone every now and then is always a good thing. The guy that has done the dirty work all game long. You want to get your fullback involved in the running game.
Well, you wonder, Robbie Mangus, the starting fullback, you wonder if he's a little bit jealous now because he splits time out there with Freeman. Say, hey, where's my carry?
It wouldn't be surprised to see him run back in the game, try to get one of those totes.
2nd and 4. Irving's up the middle. He'll have first down yardage down past the 10. And looks like we have a player down for Friendship. Big collision there as Irving's was hit. It looks like Chauncey Moore going to get up a little bit gimpy.
Yeah, it looked as if that helmet hit him right on the kneecap. Don't want to speculate, but you know that usually shocks you once you have that happen.
So Moore trying to walk off under his own power. Jalen Etheridge comes in, and actually, do they take a timeout?
Gotta love the toughness of the kid, though, trying to jog off under that situation.
So I assume a timeout was taken at some point. Or maybe not. Now they're going to run him back out on the field. Interesting management there. So Gonzaga with the first down, 1st and goal here, as the ball sits just inside the 10-yard line. Can't get a first down, only can get a touchdown. New running back into the game. Stacked up after a minimal gain. That's Loic Swanga. Sangwa brought down.
Another freshman getting some ticks right now. You like to see this from Gonzaga, getting these young guys reps because you never know when you may need them. You may need them next week. And having these live reps for your football team is important.
And another Friendship player is down. And with that, we'll go ahead and take a quick break. Gonzaga up on Friendship Collegiate 45-23, 4:43 left to go. We'll be back right after this.
Doesn't it seem like the wireless world today could use a smile? At Cricket Wireless, we think so. That's why prices for our plans are all in, taxes and fees included. And we've got more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. It's what makes Cricket the happiest place in the whole wireless world.
The most heart-stopping, game-changing, tie-turning moments in high school sports. Under Armour Highlights of the Week on the NFHS Network.
Welcome back. A well-deserved hand for Jalen Kenner going off with an injury here. But good to see him walking off under his own power. So Gonzaga will have it 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Trevor Lewis, your quarterback. In for Sam Brown. 4 touchdown passes on the day for Brown. Pitch it. Irving's trying to get to the outside. He's going to be just short of the goal line, and the flag comes down. That may move this one back. And it will be a hold on Gonzaga. So spot of the penalty looks like it's at the 9-yard line, so it'll move it back near the 20.
It's always good to see the parents out here supporting their kids. It's a great time for these guys, and a lot of these memories they're going to have for the rest of their life.
That's the truth, Emory. Fondest days playing high school football. High formation. Fake the handoff. Now looking for a screen and a nice pop pass there. Down inside the 5-yard line goes Miles Brown.
It was a nice one-handed grab right there by Brown, the big tight end getting down inside the 5-yard line.
So that's still going to leave them at 3rd and goal, but now a little more manageable to get it in. Among your receivers out there, Hunter Stewart, a freshman. Also Sam Sweeney into the game. Sweeney, another freshman, so really they're going deep. Clearing off the bench right now for the Eagles. Sangwa gets the carry up the middle, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Gonzaga.
Nice run right there by Sangwa, weaving in and out of traffic, getting into the end zone for 6. The freshman getting himself a touchdown in the playoff game. You got to like that.
Most definitely adds a little bit more. Now 51-23 with the extra point pending. And likely this one might end up taking us to the 3-hour mark by the time it's all said and done, depending on what Friendship decides to do next. Still 3:34 left to go. They might be a bunch of Cage Ramblers and Quakers second game of the day waiting to get out on the field and get after it. Well, extra point kick is up and good by Joey Massaro. That adds one more, so now 52-23 is our score. Gonzaga on top. They'll be moving on to next week's championship game as they'll take on H.D. Woodson.
Well-earned win right here. Played well in all 3 facets, offense, defense, and special teams, getting the job done today.
Randy Triver's crew looking for back-to-back DCSAA state championships at the AA level. Of course, H.D. Woodson won it in 2013, beating Friendship Collegiate. So, interesting to see. I believe the last two champions meeting up in next week's championship game. Of course, last year when they met up, Gonzaga with a pretty emphatic win, so we'll see if Woodson has learned anything from their duel last year with the Eagles. Massaro to kick off for Gonzaga. You see just beyond the fencing behind the Friendship bench, Sidwell Friends warming up. Looks like. Getting some extra warm-up time in. Massaro, nice kick. Going to be taken by Johnson. He's going to let it bounce and go into the end zone for the touchback. And the Gonzaga bench exulting as Massaro got one into the end zone. Their special teams coordinator kind of put both fists over his head. We'll see if he gets a big hug when he gets to the bench.
He's done a good job kicking today, man. You have to be excited about the kicker.
Well, obviously Johnson did good. Massaro's gotten some time, and he's done well also.
Mm-hmm.
So always good to have a good kicker. Can always help.
Those guys warming up for the second game, that's the worst part of football, is the wait to kick off.
So Ferguson, pass out in the flat, out of bounds. Catch is good as Michael Oliver makes it. A lot of sets of brothers on this team. I believe the Olivers are one, Michael and Darrell. So with that completion out of bounds, stops the clock at 3:28. Need to get to the 30 for a first. Again, Friendship looks to complete their season strong. There's Darrell Oliver. He's going to have first down yardage as he spun down across the 35-yard line, get him out to the 38. Good enough for first down yardage.
Yeah, nice run right there. Just finding the lane and just accelerating right through it. Just want to continue to move the football down the field. You want to get this thing going faster if you want to try to make it a little bit more respectable, get points up.
Again, Ferguson has led all three of the Friendship touchdown drives. This one's completed to Johnson, dragged out of bounds by defensive back Jordan Colbert.
And Coach Mike Hunter has a great coaching moment here for his football team in the offseason and can draw a lot from this game and what worked, what didn't, what went wrong, what they can improve on. I think this will be a great coaching and teaching tool for these guys moving forward.
Second down, call it 4. Friendship sends 4 deep. Now Ferguson be hit and brought down, has first down yardage, and gets slammed to the turf, and a flag goes down, so it may bring it all back. So that's going to go ahead and move it all back. I believe the spot of the hold was around the line of scrimmage.
Self-inflicted wounds will get you every time in football.
So moves it all the way back to the 34-yard line. Dips us under 3 minutes to go as the referee winds the clock. 2nd and 14. Need to get it out to the 48 for a first for Friendship. Ferguson in the gun, kind of a little power pistol there. Oliver, nice hard run. He's going to have first down yardage, banged down, but not until he gets to the 50. So he's to midfield and a first down to keep the chains moving for Friendship.
And that's how you want to run the football. It's simple physics. Something moving that fast will be very tough to tackle. You don't want to try to make a wiggle, try to make a guy miss, try to, hit him with a little 1-2. Just get downhill and accelerate.
Fullback into the game, Tyrell Thomas. Quick pass, out in the flat, cutting it all the way back in, trying to stay on his feet and brought down with a good tackle is Dante Demas. Ryan Myers came up to make that stop after a gain of around 7.
2 minutes left in the game. I want to see if they can go deeper down the field on this one.
But it's still putting up some fight. Pump fake. Ferguson telling guys to go deep. Now he was close to the line of scrimmage. He goes out of bounds. He gets hit. So I don't know exactly what they're calling because the ball was picked off on the other end. So let's see how this is called because they blew whistles, which would seemingly say the play was dead. So it's going to be roughing the passer.
Tough if you're a defensive player to know when this guy is going to stop. He's running, he's extending the play. You're coming full speed down the sideline. You don't know when. You don't want to let up and allow him to throw the football. So it's a tough play right there if you're a defender.
And then you wonder, is it from the line of scrimmage or is it from where he stepped out of bounds? So they're saying from previous spot. So my question would have been, I feel like that whistle came before the ball was picked off.
Exactly.
So at that point, it was just late hit out of bounds and back from where the loss would have been. It's kind of like that punt we had earlier in the game.
Exactly.
This one goes Friendship's way, though, or all Friendship's way. That one almost caught, almost picked off, intended for Demas.
I like Demas. I like what he's done so far today, but the one thing I would suggest that he does in the offseason when working on his game is coming back to the football. We've seen a lot of times in this game where he's allowed a guy to undercut him. He's waited for the pass to come down. He's a great receiver, great talent, but you have to work back to the football to help out your quarterback.
2nd and 10. Ferguson has gone the entire second half in the final series of the first and really sparked the Friendship offense. Speaking of a spark, Oliver still on his feet. Somehow manages to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line, breaking multiple tackles. Again, another great run by Darrell Oliver.
You like to see Oliver's out there not quitting, trying to make something happen. He's running hard right now at this juncture of the game.
Gonzaga trying to run some substitutions on. And now flag goes down, and I think Gonzaga had 12 men on the field. So it will be too many men on the field with the substitution infraction. So give an extra 5 yards to Friendship as they try to put it in the end zone one more time. That's always tough late in the game when you're trying to get some guys extra playing time and you're swapping them in and out and not knowing who's coming off and who's coming on.
You don't want to see these penalties late in the game either.
Coming up on the 1 minute mark here, quarterback Chris Ferguson in the shotgun. Handoff. Oliver stacked up by 3 tacklers from Gonzaga. He'll get about 2 on the play down near the 6-yard line.
Oliver refusing to go down. He may be a little bit light, but he's definitely not a small guy. He's well put together, good, strong run right there.
Friendship has all their timeouts. And now they're kind of taking time to call a play. They've been trying to score here. I think they'd want to get in the end zone. They're going to run this thing down. This might be the last play of the game, depending on what type of play it is. Coming up on 10 seconds to go in the game as Gonzaga is going to come away with the win. Ferguson throws, fade pattern, corner of the end zone, caught, touchdown, Friendship. So a last flourish for the Knights is going up high to get that one. Jaden Riddick with a big play there to put one more score on the board.
Great job outreaching the defensive back, and he's a freshman getting a touchdown in the playoff game. We've seen a lot of freshmen get a lot of playing time today, get a lot of good plays and even touchdowns in this game.
So I don't know if they've added that one to the scoreboard. I don't think they did. So it should be 52-29 with his extra point pending here. Ferguson pulls it down, going to try to run. He'll get hit. Does he spin into the end zone? He does. So 2-point conversion there for Friendship. That'll make it 52-31. And 2 seconds left, and they'll go ahead and kick this one off. Probably just go ahead and squib it down, and Gonzaga will take a knee and finish this one off. So, some good things by both teams in this one, but better things by Gonzaga.
Yeah, absolutely. And Gonzaga came out, was just a better team today. Offense, defense, special teams. Even in situational football, we've talked about this all throughout the broadcast, the 4th down conversions. You know, you got to be impressed with how well they were able to get stuff done on that down and getting touchdowns on those situations.
So Friendship will come out, and we'll see how they kick this one. Because, again, even if you get an onside kick here, you don't have enough time to do anything with it by the time they pile everybody off. So And now a timeout's going to be called by Friendship. So an interesting situation with 2 seconds left. A timeout called here.
I'm trying to extend it.
So we'll see some of our crowd get up and move, I'm sure, at this point. This is the second game of the day here. It's the actual championship game in the Class A level. It's Eastern and Sidwell Friends. Interesting game there. Well, that's actually a rematch from the same round of games last year like this one was.
Mm-hmm.
That one was a little more of an expanded scenario last year. Of course, this one was just a 1-point game. That one was about 20-point game, I believe, maybe 18. So Castle will go ahead and kick it off. One man back deep. Don't think he'll get it. That's Mark Lewis.
If you're Mark Lewis, you hope you get it so you can get an opportunity to make something happen. You want those stats, man.
So they're going to go ahead. I think these officials maybe are trying to get over the 3-hour mark so they get a little extra overtime pay. They call offsides on the kickoff. Right now, the Sidwell and Eastern kids just got to be climbing the walls. They're literally climbing the fences right now.
Right.
Both teams waiting to get onto the field.
These guys just want to get out here and play, man. I'm telling you that the anxiousness of waiting for kickoff and just waiting to get out there and stretch and warm up,
yep,
it's killing you.
So Castle will approach. Castle's kick gets the squib over the middle. Gonzaga going to fall on it. And a hit in the middle of the field. And that's going to do it. So that'll wrap it up as Gonzaga moves on to the DCSA AA State Championship game next week against H.D. Woodson as they beat Friendship Collegiate Academy 52-31. Emory, your final thoughts on this one?
Great job all around by Gonzaga, doing a solid job in every facet of football, and also for Friendship Collegiate. Excellent job fighting back and not quitting in this ball game.
Yeah, good effort on both sides, though. Gonzaga, a little bit deeper team, and that kind of showed throughout the game. And again, also, the fourth down play is so key in this contest.
Definitely, man. These guys converted on mostly all of their fourth downs with touchdowns.
So that's going to do it for us here from the Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C. Our final score, Gonzaga beats Friendship Collegiate 52-31. We'll see you next time.